Welcome back, everybody, to your favorite day of the week.
This is the last thing I'll say about this. I took it serious just because it's a joke, and that's what I do.
Yeah.
So I take those things personal, and so
yeah. I mean, and it's not
bad.
against the joke. I don't want it to be against the joke. That's what I told Nick when you stepped away. I said, I don't know. I don't want to get into it.
No, I'm just saying that I understand.
I don't want you to think that I don't believe in your comedic value of your idea that you had.
Totally.
I 100% believe in it. It's just a weird time and place in my timeline to do something like if that wasn't happening, I wouldn't care at all.
Well, here's the thing: one sacrifice must be rewarded. So if that does happen, I know I'll get to all the events and stuff. So
yeah,
one will be rewarded in the future.
Yeah, and I do appreciate you taking. That's how can I say this the best way? I feel like that in our past disagreements when we worked on stuff, we handled that a lot better than we used to.
You know, I'm trying to grow up. I'm trying to.
As am I.
You know, I'm trying to be a better man, and it's hard when it comes to comedy because it does. I do take it very serious. This is a lemon.
Well, yeah, and that's why I didn't. That's why I don't want to come out and just be like, no, I'm not doing. You know what I mean? I gotta.
No, yeah, and I understand.
I gotta hear it. I gotta That's why it was so hard to.
Well, one revelation that I had, and I'll tell you, is, and here's context. I thought it'd be funny to come in with a little Charlie Chaplin mustache, and it can be misunderstood, right?
Yeah.
And of course, it's funny because of that thought.
Yeah.
But my thought was presented in a positive way, coming to it as Charlie Chaplin, not Adolf, and presented that way. But here's what I realized: having a young wife in her 25s. Realized that she had no idea who Charlie Chaplin is.
I was going to say,
with that being said, it changes the whole. It changes the whole. As pissed off as it makes me that I can't do that joke.
Yeah,
it changes the whole thought that, I mean, most people under probably 35 don't have a clue, and if they do, they're very cultured people. Yeah, you don't have a clue.
Well, like my biggest concern was that. I love the joke. I more than love the joke. I wanted to see the joke play out because that's one of my favorite things to do on this podcast. Whenever you and Nick have something you got an idea to work out, but it's like in this generation, in this day and age, you don't even get a chance to explain yourself. Like somebody just puts up a picture and then everybody just takes it, and we can't even say, "Hey, this is the context of it."
Here's what I
don't care.
Here's what my brain does in that mind, right? Because I go through those ideas. Here's why I say trust me on these things, because I do go through a lot of different scenarios in my head. Like, how could this play out? How could this play out? Like, how could this be bad? You know, could this affect us?
Yeah,
in a good way. Could attention be presented in a good way? Could negative be turned into a positive? And that's where my brain kind of set on, and not because I'm an optimist, but because I believe it. I'm playing with this lemon because I'm going to try something. I'm going to try a lemon with some sugar and see if it tastes like a lemonade slice.
Or a lemon drop.
So my brain says, okay, here's the idea. Let's say someone says, oh, let's snap a picture and post this. Let's cancel this, right? So you go, oh my God, let's go look at this. There's got to be some stuff in his history saying that they're this, or let's look at their videos.
Yeah.
Okay, so immediately the first thought is, let's go see what this is about, right? So people go flock to whatever. They look at it. They realize immediately when they click play on the clip with the Charlie Chaplin mustache that, oh, dude, this is funny. And then they go, well, let's see if he does anything. There's nothing vulgar. There's nothing rude, nothing derogatory, nothing nothing homophobic, transphobic, Jewphobic, blackphobic. There's nothing. Well, I mean, baldphobic. There's a little bit. Maybe they'll be like,
a lot
this
of
guy
that.
hates bald people.
A lot of that.
You know, so
there's a
that's
lot of
what my
bald
brain
shaming.
said was
I
like,
get that.
okay, like, so I banked on our character.
Yeah.
That if something was going to come from it, that if you Google me or you Google Nick or you go to TikTok or whatever you do to figure out what is this, What are these guys doing pretending to be Hitlers or whatever, if you see that picture? And then you see it and you're like, oh, that's not at all what that is.
It's a joke.
There's nothing in here that says anything like that.
And
There's
I
more
even
to-
like,
I
the context of throwing it, I don't want to say throwing it in people's faces, but the idea of this is what happens when you jump to conclusions. We weren't even talking. Yeah. I also understand. So no worries. So as we press forward, folks.
Yeah.
If you have a
Hey, let me just
take a break.
Take
a break and go ahead, Nick.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, I mean, and here's the thing, like I said, I see it from both sides. Definitely believe and trust in your artistic work. And let's be honest, when I first saw it, Pat, I was like, whoa, but then immediately my brain goes, oh, that's Charlie Chaplin. Because I know Joel. But to kind of back to what you said too, Joel, and to kind of reinforce kind of what Pat is saying, right? There's an old phrase, and that old phrase is a picture is worth 1,000 words. I hate to say it, but navigating in 2023, sometimes a picture is all you get. And a lot of people may or may not go back to the context, right? Because sometimes,
I think it's a digital world, though.
I do believe it's a digital world, but at the same time, I think there's going to be some people, not all people, some people that aren't going to see past that picture. And I think that's also been evident, within the last few years too. Like, oh, we don't care, what the content was. We're just focusing on the picture, and some people are going to see that, and that's going to where they're going to stop in some cases, right? Without even really clicking on it and seeing it all the way through. So it's unfortunately, it's just where we are in 2023, unfortunately. So, because like you said earlier, there's some stuff in our past podcasts we would probably get, wiped for. But it was a different environment. It was a different time where you could make certain jokes about certain things that were happening, and people would find it collectively funny. I mean, you think about some of our stage skits. You think about some of the stuff that we did. I mean, we have a song in particular, right, that we did, that if anybody saw it in 2023, we would probably get sewn up. You know what I mean? It included water hoses and everything else. So, But I see it from both sides.
If you cancel another joke.
Oh, he's going to lick you?
Is that salt?
I'm licking
that's the sugar. Up. That's the sugar.
You're licking my knife?
Yeah, I'm going to lick you. I'm going to lick your knife. You do it again. Yeah. But I think this leads to a good podcast scenario. We could talk about perception, right? But before you do that, let me welcome everybody back to the podcast. It's Tuesday, and this is the podcast. We completely missed the intro last time. That
almost didn't happen.
Listen. Like you said, true. It comes down to growth. And I'd say, man, I'm pretty proud of the fact that we're able to kind of navigate back to what we love to do. And here's the thing, as artists, you're going to have a different opinion. Everybody's going to see art form and artwork in different ways, in a different past, and a different culture. But I think ultimately, we love doing this. And sometimes we just had to take a minute, stretch out our thoughts, kind of let it reprocess, come back together, and make a good episode. Episodes have been off the chain. They've been awesome. We want to thank everybody for joining us. I am your host, Nick Clemency. With me, as always, is Joel Reyes and Patrick Price. Say what's up, fellas. Say what's up to the peoples.
What's up?
Yeah. Joel's creating a culinary sensation that will hopefully one day sweep the nation, which is simply put lemon slices and sugar. What do we got so far?
What I've realized is that it's created a candy-like substance. So I want to show you guys this delicious treat. This could be terrible.
It could be.
Or it could be good.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you cut lemon out of?
There it is.
Oh, look at that. That's some thick sugar.
That is.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's what you got. It's a thick ass. It's a thick lemon.
One in the chat for you.
So you cut you cut the peeling off of it?
Yeah, my fear is that it's just going to be straight lemon, barely sugar.
That's
But my hope is that this is lemonade on a stick.
Nature's candy. What is it?
That's too much sugar.
It's all sugar, no lemon.
I spit out straight syrup. I spit out caramel right now.
Yeah.
Oof.
He overcompensated the lemon or the sugar.
Has the tart kicked in? Did the tart kick in just now?
You got me sounding like Tigger over here.
The wonderful thing about Tiggers.
another thing we can talk about is
that is
how
something.
fear can make you overcompensate.
It's sugary. It's tart. It's sugary. It's tart. It's tart. It's sugary.
I should have left all this sugar all over it, and because I spit out the goodness.
Oh,
the best part about that whole thing was that you said, "I hope I don't taste too much lemon," and you tasted no lemon because you put too much sugar on it.
And
God, dude, like I still like. I'm trying. Look at this. This is a whole freaking orange rind I'm about to put up in that baste. Finna try it for real.
Try for real.
V2.
Real ones.
V2, test 2.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Go about half sugar.
I can't.
Half, half sugar intake.
Like my mouth is already like curling back. Like no
more. No
my tongue. My tongue's like not in this mouth. But
don't do it.
I'm like yes.
Put it there.
Like, here it is. This is a thickie.
Yeah, like my jaws are sweating thinking about.
You can feel that, right? Isn't that insane? You can like feel that. You can think about it or smell it. Like I smell it and I'm like,
it's like my jaws are tight.
I'm drooling in my mouth.
Thinking about.
you build up on that. You build up on that saliva. It's like like when you get ready to French kiss. You know how your mouth fills up with saliva. Mm-hmm. No, I don't think that. It's so gross.
Hey, Joel does the same.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
It's a French crazy.
Terrible.
You got to say over the lips and through the gums. Watch out, stomach. Here it comes.
Here it comes.
Oh, here we go. Oh, you bit into that one.
It's a biter.
Is that better?
Oh, it was good. No, I want to say what's that. Woo! My face is worth delicious. 1,000 words.
Was it delicious?
Oh, was it delicious? No, it wasn't. That's the playoff. Like
when it bit,
it bit back.
It needs to be sugar inside it. Like it's like it shot a mountain of juice into my mouth.
Yeah,
and
it's the worst thing. You bit into half.
Oh my god! I got another piece. I got to take this last piece down.
I don't know, man. I think I want to take a ride on Juice Mountain.
Oh, hey, get you some. Come on.
Huh?
Come on over.
I don't know.
Ooh, I'll come over. It's just filled with goo.
Is it?
Here we go. Oh my god.
All right, here we go. Number 3.
Perfect. This was the perfect. Oh god.
Oh, juicy.
I was back.
You got it in my eye, bro.
You get carpal tunnel when it's too sour. Your hands get stuck. You're like,
juice went.
Dude, your face when it started dripping.
There it goes.
The name of this podcast episode is gonna be.
Oh, dude! Once the sugar is gone.
Oh, I think you caught.
Once the sugar is gone.
I think you caught lipple tunnel on that one because your lip went.
So it's good when the sugar's hitting, but then when the sugar is all gone, that's when the lemon.
It's like lemonade in your mouth. It mixes with all the saliva. Your mouth. Oh, see that makes sense. Yeah. Your mouth. Your nature's body says, you know what? We're about to make lemonade in this mouth. Fills your mouth up with goo. Then you add the sugar.
Yeah.
And the lemon, and you got mouth lemonade.
And then you're mixing through the churning, the natural churning of the teeth.
That's great.
Mouth lemonade.
The
mouth
helps out too, you know?
Yeah, the curve.
Suck. You know? Oh, it's bad. It's so bad, but it's so good at the same time.
You eat another one? Is that the other half?
You got to finish it. Mom always said never.
Never let it go to waste. You can't
That's
waste.
What Mom said. Mama always said, never waste a lemon's rind.
A lemon's rind. That's
Gotta eat it every time. Mexican sayings.
That's raw. Well, man, yesterday, depending on where you were in the world, yesterday was 4th of the Julys. Everybody had a good 4th? Everybody had fun? Good time?
Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah, I had a great time. You think the English hate the English? You think the English have sad days? Like, dang.
Yeah, they have.
They could have been
flipping us off on the TV.
They probably have anti-Independence Day.
Yeah, they do a retelling of the Boston Tea Party.
But
actually, they didn't throw it in. It fell off. It fell off the boat.
The port bow.
That was a lie.
It wasn't. It wasn't a dumping of tea. It was a pouring out, like a slippage.
It was a spilling of tea.
It was our fault. He's all, actually, England, we spilled our own tea. So technically, they declared independence of our own movement. Yeah? There it is.
Here we go.
Where's it been?
To tell the telling,
Give it to him.
Paul Revere was not truly on the side of the Americans. In fact, it was the spilling of the tea. It was our fault.
That's right. Our fault. We did it.
Why is the Americans take credit for something that was completely our fault?
It was bad tea. It was bad tea.
It was.
We got rid of it.
It was expired anyway. It was like a gift.
Right.
Take it. We dumped
Misconstruction. Misconstruction.
God bless the USA.
So yeah, no. 4th of July was fun. You know what I realized though is that people from other countries in our neighborhood love to celebrate the 4th of July.
Yeah, they do.
There were more Indian Americans, I believe, at the bike ride / celebration / sandal walk than ever.
That's
than
what
I had ever.
That's what it was.
I was going to ask about the bike ride because I was jealous. I was jealous when I saw the pictures.
You can join us
of
anytime.
The boys and the girls.
Yeah,
I don't have a bike. I was looking for one for me inside.
We hoofed
on
it.
Craigslist.
We hoofed it, man. We got on our Chevy legs and we walked it out, man.
Oh, did y'all walk?
Yeah,
I
we
rode.
walked it, bro.
Ah.
I walked in the We put
I
Elliot in
didn't
the
know I could
wagon.
walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was me, me,
Wish I
Asher,
could.
Brendan,
I think I saw.
and
Harper.
Harper.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think I saw Harper in a picture with
Yeah.
Asher and Brendan.
Ashman.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was cool. It was a good time.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Joel got
Had
to
a good
experience
day.
the neighborhood fireworks show that we have every year that you must join us for next year. When I tell you it's
we went with my parents,
live,
and I was like,
up close and personal with these fireworks, man.
Really?
It's just every time you turn your head, there's fireworks going off. I had a few bangers.
He did.
Nice.
Nick had a couple moments. You know,
Yeah.
in that neighborhood, it's kind of like showing off. You know, you got to be like show off a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the guy that's launching bottle rockets when they hold them like an idiot. My son, dude, Joel, bro. Let me tell you this side story. Cut. Shing, shing. So we're there. Mind you,
Oh, man.
we had some Roman candles. You know, Roman candles is that, you know, you hold them up.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Yeah.
So we're shooting them. We're shooting them, right?
Yeah.
And I look over and Joel's holding a bottle rocket. He's lighting it. He's trying to get the lighter lit. He's like, it's not working. It's not working. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, he lights it. He's holding the bottle rocket out. And I said, what are you doing, bro? And he's like, what do you mean? And I said, it's a bottle rocket. I was like, it needs to be in a bottle. He drops it. As soon as he lets go, it shoots off. Shoo! Hits
He
a
drops
window.
it?
Yeah.
Drops it. Hits
He
a
lets it
window,
go.
bounces off the window, and then hits the side of the somebody else's siding and goes right on the side. No one hurt, no harm, no foul. But what a dummy!
I mean, it's in his hand, and
Dude,
it's like,
who holds a bottle rocket?
Yeah.
That's a good plan.
Oh my god!
yeah, he went rogue. We didn't know he was doing it. Like,
I mean, I guess you
yeah.
have to drop it.
Like he just, he went
Man,
rogue.
he was
I
about to
don't
be.
know what's going on.
He was about to be a permanent peace sign. You know, like, you guys,
A permanent,
just forever.
Yeah,
like alien hand,
I'm just a claw.
Ninja Turtle hand.
have to wear fingerless gloves.
You would have to wear finger. I think I would wear fingerless gloves if I was missing fingers. Like I would pretend.
Yeah,
Would
I
you tape
put
them
a-
down to the palm?
Put a ring on it or something
get some.
on the leather glove. I don't just wear a ring on the outside. Damn, hey, that's something to start, Nick. In the winter, you wear your wedding band on the outside of your gloves.
Hey, I'll do it.
Hey, all Christians need to unite. Every man needs to know you married in woman /
Hey, don't ever cover up that honor finger.
People are ordering like size 30 for their big old gloves.
Let me order an extra
might have it
size
up here.
ring.
It's a big washer.
Yes,
Big watcher.
call it the ring glove. You got to wear it 24/7, 365.
Yeah, this was our first our first July 4th in the neighborhood, and it was it was crazy. Like we got back around 9:30, and it was just like boom, 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 boom,
What's
boom,
going on?
boom, boom,
What's going on
all night.
Let
Everybody.
me tell you about
to the
Nick's
weekend
neighborhood.
hits.
Excuse me, time out. Excuse me. Let me tell you about our neighborhood.
You guys' neighborhood
Thank you.
Our
Thank
neighborhood. You know?
Say, let me correct that.
So
with the cool pool.
we're over there, right? Me and my dad and the boys go to the neighborhood, like at the clubhouse where they light them off. Mm-hmm. It's not good. You know, it's not bad. It's just like slow. There's no consistent run. There's no music, so I'm playing country music in my ear as the fireworks go off right next to me and Asher. And I'm like, man, look, isn't this great? So proud to be in America. You know, it's playing as we watch one firework, and about 10 seconds later, another firework, and about 10 seconds. There wasn't a good feel. You know, you couldn't feel it.
Yeah.
And then they hit you with the good one. You're like, oh, is this the finale? Because this is weird. It's just only like 5. Like, that's how slow it was. But it picked up. And then at one point, it stopped for like 3 minutes. So we left. So, you know what? We're headed to Casa de la Nick.
See?
I'm headed to my
vehicle?
house.
That's right.
Yeah, it's got to be by vehicle. It's a good ways for the back.
I'm headed to my Nicka's house.
Right. Nick Casa.
Is his name?
Yeah.
Yep. So so I get there. So my dad's like, we're in the
That's
minivan,
my name.
and I'm like, hey, as we're going towards Nick's house, these fireworks are like exploding everywhere, like doosh everywhere, in front of me, beside me, behind me, across the street, like everywhere. So I said, Dad, here's the plan. We're getting out. You're taking the van home. We're just gonna walk over there.
That's the game plan.
And my dad's like, what? You want me to? I can't drive this van. I said, why? It's an automatic. What are you talking about? You drive a car every day. Like, what kind of excuse is that? I can't drive this van.
Ernie's dramatic like that. I believe
I'm
100%.
65. Yeah.
I've been driving this yellow truck forever.
Come on. I drove all day. Dad, it's a 3-minute drive. Right around the corner, buddy.
It's literally 2
So
times.
anyway, I pull over and jump out. I said, have a good day. That's it.
Well,
have a good day.
To give the listeners and
You know?
viewers context, they are in their neighborhood that they live.
Yeah, we all live in the same area. It's like a 2-minute drive.
Yeah,
nothing.
legitimately.
So I get out. We all get out. Me, Asher, Joel, Brendan. Boom, get out. And Brendan's walking around like a dang explorer. He's got a damn flag hanging out the back, one in his arm, a backpack on. He whenever we get somewhere, he'll set up all his American stuff, like he's selling stuff, like he's selling cakes on the side of the corner. Dude, he's freaking Dude, he's Captain America is what we started calling him over here. I said, what'd you say, Steve?
I wish you had pictures.
What'd you say, Steve?
Oh, Steve.
Language, Dad. Easy, Steve.
I'm going to start calling Bryn the hall
So we
monitor.
get,
the HM.
yeah, I'm telling you. So we're walking. We're going. We take a right down towards Nick's house. And in the middle of the road, like the end of the road, there's like all this music going on. Boom, it's a bunch of Hispanic people. And I'm like, I'm home, mister. All of a sudden, I speak Spanish. And I speak Spanish.
Nice.
Good.
They're looking at me, and I'm looking at them, and I'm like, hey, you know, make whistles. So make our way. We make our way. We stand there. We get there. They're just launching, dude. And when I tell you, you're inside the firework, like it's surrounding you. You know, we're there, and it's going off. And and they're just shooting. Asher's moonwalking to Thriller. He's doing the dance. And this black lady's like, yeah, baby, that's what happened before. He's getting it in. And he's like, this is why I like black people more. And he's doing it. White people would make fun of me. And he's doing it. He's going back. And then we get to Nick's house, and it just goes down, dude. It goes down. Nick had these 2, though. This leads up to this. Nick had these 2.
Hold on, are these South Carolina ones?
Yeah. Nick had these 2.
Nice.
One's the meteor shower. What was the other one called?
Phantom.
Phantom. So Nick likes the Phantom. Oh, both of us, dude, shocked, just surprised at how huge this was. Like, this was one of those this was like what they were lighting.
Yeah.
Nick's been shooting off. Like, we've been shooting off these little mortars.
16?
Yeah,
Dude,
16 shot mortar.
And they were
60 shot mortars?
16.
thugs.
1-6.
Oh.
But they were firework thugs. Like,
So, that's like when you thought it was over, it's still going.
That's right.
and they're huge. So mind you, we're shooting off bottle rockets and some little these little what's called ones. These little what were those little mortars?
Just like little torches that are the little roll.
Nothing huge, right?
No.
Yeah.
And then but then he lit this bad boy. And all of a sudden, everybody stops. All the fireworks stop, and it's like, boom, Nick's going on. I think that he timed it perfect. Like, they had stopped. And here goes Nick's.
Was it right in the middle of the
We're at the cul-de-sac.
Middle of the cul-de-sac.
We're at the
Nice.
haircut. You know what I mean? We're at the shaved on the side. There's
Yeah.
a hair on the
Yeah.
side. You know what I
We're at the
mean?
neighborhood turnaround.
Right,
That's where we are. Yeah.
We're right where Nick's crown is. Right there.
Right in this area.
So Nick, it's going off, and then like they hit it, and then once it stops, Nick's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, Nick. I was pumping him up. I was like,
Yeah.
that was fire. And then they're like, they hit this horn.
They hit the air horn.
I was like, it's like a horn of approval, like, like good job, and they're like hype. And then Nick has another one, the meteor shower.
That's right.
Just as big.
18
He
shots.
drops it again at the end. Finale over there.
Mm-hmm.
Nick hits his at the end. Perfect. We timed it perfect. And another good one.
Got the double
They horn you
horns,
again?
man. Oh, yeah.
We're getting invited to
That's
we're getting
great.
invited to the Colombian party. Come have some barbecue, dance with the
right.
mamacitas. I said, no, I'm married.
Married.
As you
To
can see on the
America.
outside of my glove.
To America,
To America.
and my wife. Yeah, on the outside of my glove, you can see.
America first, then my wife.
You know,
It
people are
goes
gonna
like
start doing
this.
to make sure people don't
God,
cheat.
America, my wife. In that order.
My wife.
That's how
And
Brent's
she's
going to live his life. That's how Brent's going to live his life.
Hey, I'm telling you what, Nick, we're gonna start tattooing "married" on our heads when you get married. Ding,
That's it.
ding.
So say married and then the date.
And now you're like married. So like now you're like you go anywhere, it's like married. Married.
Don't have to look
Like,
good.
hey, how hard would it be? People would know. People would know.
Right.
Rings aren't enough, I guess, for some people. So put it on
Hey.
your head.
Listen, you could really tell the ladies, look me in my eyes. Don't look down, look up.
Oh, he's seeing someone. He's married. How do you know? It's on his forehead.
Yep.
Tattooed on my forehead. You don't have to guess.
You know?
It is what it is.
Maybe you put maybe you know what'd be hard, Nick? An M right there.
Majin Buu.
I got an
Ronda
A.
Rousey?
I got an A right there. Well, I kind of look like an alien right now.
I might have a him.
Hey,
No, it was a good time,
Captain
man. No,
Kirk.
but yeah, we're
Yeah, W.
oh, you're a Romulan.
Get
Oh,
me.
you're like a Romulan. Yeah.
Captain Kirk, I take you for granted.
Never. You're James Tiberius Kirk,
Whoa.
well known as a warrior.
The Tiberius.
The Tiberius. 'Cause what other Kirk would there be? No, but man, yeah, I was
could be
shocked. I just really I didn't believe the kind of heat that I had. I was really just thinking it was just going to be a nice couple of shots to
That's
give
always
to
a good day.
the kids, and they were bangers,
Yeah.
man. So we're going to start January. We're going to stockpile so that we have the biggest
Do it.
booms on the block. But dude, I'm going to tell you,
Yeah,
man,
I'm coming.
These
I'm coming
guys,
to y'all's neighborhood next year.
bro, these guys were setting up like 30-shot cannons, bro. They had mortars. They had 1,000-shot like Roman candles that you could hold with your hand. It sounded like World War III in the middle of my neighborhood, bro. I mean, you could hear it and see it for miles. They were so big, and the
Do you remember-
so huge, though. It's crazy. It was almost like being
Pat,
at
do you-
the Cannonballer Stadium.
No, way better. Way better. Pat,
Way
do you remember when in the 80s or 90s when movies come out and it was the 4th of July in the movie, you'd see the kids
Yeah.
at a barbecue and be like going nuts
Oh, yeah, like
everywhere.
Sandlot.
It was
Exactly.
It was
Exactly.
100% that. And
That's
here,
awesome.
me and the boys are just walking around having this moment. We're just
That's
looking up,
great.
and it's just
Underneath.
freaking everywhere, dude. Everywhere.
That'd be,
It was
I
it was
didn't even
probably
think
one of the
about that.
coolest.
That'd be the best.
It was
Yeah.
one of the coolest. And then, like, we had a good barbecue earlier. You know, hey,
So jealous.
Pumela whipped up a bunch of good food. Not one
Oh,
fart
man.
the whole time she was cooking.
Man,
Yeah, we know
So
of.
that
we know of.
That was independence, free
made-
from gas, free from gas.
thank God Almighty,
free-
it was
I don't
free from
know.
gas.
Yeah, thank God Almighty, I'm free from gas. Then she had a deviled egg, and then it was
Game on.
done. You know,
Nice.
hey, but it was
That's my Martin Luther King right there.
there. It is. There
That's
it is. Nick's,
that's the
Nick's-
project
Nick's
I got an A on.
Nick's a bad dad for that, man.
I'm a bad what? She got an A. What are you talking about? Man?
You know, let me talk about that. You did her project. You know what? She's gonna grow up thinking that Dad's just gonna do everything for me.
Hey, listen.
Write her papers. How you write papers?
I actually do that for my wife.
You gonna show up in a wig? You gonna show up in a wig and pretend to be her?
I will. I'm like,
Take that check for her.
I'm Peyton. I got a test today, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know your daughter better than anybody else. You could be her.
I could be her. All I got to do is shave this down and put a wig on, and I'm painting.
Get a wig, a little red button. So, I mean, keep the mustache. See what it's like.
Rip me out the
Change
plastic.
her life
I
at
been
school.
acting brand new.
Hey, change her life at school. Like, oh, dang, Peyton, you hit puberty.
I like the way you dropped that
What you
trim
mean?
up.
Okay.
Yeah. What you
I
going?
can tell.
Hey, that was
lady.
Been working on it.
PE
Now,
was intense,
I
right,
seen-
ladies?
speaking of stashes, I was like, driving around Charlotte all the time. You see, heck of people walk around in Charlotte. Like,
Yeah.
people walk everywhere, and you see people. Oh, there's somebody, but I could see some people's faces because they're like right there.
Yeah.
Today I was driving, and I look over at this lady. She had a full-on mustache, like thick. And I was like, man, I stared at her, and she looked at me staring at her, and
Thinking
I
it
was
was the sun.
like, I was so sad. Yeah, I was like, dang, Stash Man.
You got hit. Yeah. Station man.
Susie,
Hey, you
Station.
should have gave her an invitation. You should have gave her like a business card.
Hey.
It said,
Hey, we're looking for Stash. You trying to start a club? Stash Women? Stash Men?
the women's chapter of the Stashman. There you go.
Hey.
We should make business
we also
cards.
have a gay Hey, we also have a gay chapter of the Stash Men's. And then we have a black chapter, the Stash Bros.
The Stashman. The
Hey, the
Stashman.
Stash Bros.
The
What's
Stash
black one?
Bros.
Stash Bros.
Stash Bros. You know what I'm saying?
It's a good.
Hey,
It's a
y'all
good
trying,
one.
y'all
We
trying to be in the Stashman? Stash Bros? I'm serious. We got to establish
Stash
ourselves.
Men's.
We have to establish
Stash
ourselves. Stashman.
I think the Stash Men's is the one I'm doing because that just seems way funner.
It is. That's
Definitely
the one I want to
funner.
go to. Yeah.
They're all, and you gotta represent your like
In-
your stash crew. You're all Stash Men's.
I was about to say anybody you see with the best stashes or the stash men's, the cleanest, the nicest, the best kept.
Hey Pat,
should get the-
show us your finger goatee.
My finger goatee.
Yeah, right there.
What?
Whoa! What were you doing? Just like this? No, just like this, like a Hulk Hogan. Yeah, that's right. Let's see. Yeah, look at me. Oh, you're rocking a stoosh.
Yeah.
Well,
What,
I got
if,
the-
what if it hung down like that?
Man, you should try it. Just shave the butt crack of your chin.
Get you a,
Like
get
you
a
just
rock that
handlebar.
stoosh.
Yeah, get that handlebar
dude,
right
hold
there.
on.
bro.
Don't move. Let me look at you. Hold on. Don't move. Stare right there. Oh, dude, you look strong.
Strong.
If you and look, you look bald with.
strong.
Hey, look, go back and look up higher. You look bald a little bit, like you got your only forehead.
Yeah.
So if you take away the middle part and you take away the beard, oh my God,
That's a Steiner right there.
hey, you look strong.
Bro.
God,
You look like the
Dang,
leader of the
you know,
You'd be the leader
you
of the
look-
Stashman. You'd be a lieutenant.
My mullet's not getting any better, is it?
man, that's
man.
a bad sign, bro. That means your hair's not growing anymore.
No, that's because that means he cut it when I told him not to cut it.
That means
Welcome.
hey, I just told you.
Welcome.
Okay. Your favorite barber?
I'll
messed
tell
with
you
your
what.
hair?
I tell you what, bro.
Yeah,
I'll
mess
take.
it up.
I'll
Listen.
handle. I'll continue to grow it out because it's getting thick, man. It's getting there. It's starting to close in the middle.
Do
I'm
it.
happy. I could handle the bald chapter of the Stashman. You know what I mean? And be the VP of the bald Stashman. You know what I mean? And
That's
we got a whole
understandable.
branch. We're reaching out to all
Understand.
people because there's some people out there with strong mustaches. You know what I'm saying? Rocking the bald. So
Yeah,
I
I
could be
agree.
an advocate. You know what I'm saying?
I would say this, Nick. I think
To the
that,
follically challenged.
I think that the mustache is definitely like the mustache is to firemen. The mustache is to bald men.
Agreed.
Like it's common. It's like rock that.
It's the thing to do.
Like it comes with it. Like it's compensating. You know, I ain't got no hair up there, but I got tons right here.
That's right. There it is. Mandrels. You know what I'm saying?
facial hair.
Look at my strong hair.
Hey, you can't
on my
say
face.
you can't call me. You can call my head bald, but you can't call my face bald. So I'm not all the
Yeah.
way bald.
Unless you got alopecias.
Yep.
Because
Did you
that's
say
my-
alopieces? Is that like little bits of hair?
That's right.
Alopieces?
I've got alopecias.
You said it.
Sir, I have a
didn't know.
condition.
So how about a little science for you guys?
All right, let's go.
All right.
Speaking of, you said you had a lot of heat. Did you know July 3rd, Monday, was the hottest day on Earth's record
I can believe that.
since
Really?
they've been recording? Yeah, since they've been recording time. Yeah,
Because holy smokes.
worldwide.
Yeah. Because it
You
was
were here
hot.
for that.
It was hot yesterday, so I know it was.
I mean, you could tell your grandkids like some stories, like, yeah, man, it was the hottest ever.
It was
hottest ever.
It was July.
Hottest it ever been in the world. Look at that saying right there. Hottest it's ever been on this planet. I was there that day.
I mean, I would like to.
I was there when they cut Saddam Hussein.
I'm the hottest thing on the planet, so I mean, I got competition.
That's right.
Rip me out the plastic. I've been acting brand new.
You ain't hotter than that hair.
Just say, Nick, you trying to compete? What's up?
What's up, bro? ¿Qué pasa, chuleta?
Ooh, look at that. That's far.
Hey, you look like a shy boy.
It's like an exploding star.
You look like Chris James is on his
You just hide behind
album cover.
Just hide behind it. Just you look like you have. I did, but you look like a. The way your hair is cascading, it almost looks like you have eyeliner. You see it right there on the right hand side.
It's like the all-seeing eye.
It is.
All-seeing.
Hey, come to Joel's workout. Get a hard, good done. Hard bodies. Bring it in. Let's go.
Let's go.
This is very on point with that new American Gladiator documentary that came out.
Yeah. Which is awesome, by the way.
You could be American. I think both of you guys could be American Gladiator.
I would love it.
I'd love to be the new Blazer.
I was about to say, what's your name? What was your name?
I'd be Laser 2.0. Yeah.
Nick, you know what your name would be?
Bald and Blazer.
Baldy.
I'd be the Bald Butcher. That would be my name. Yeah.
Baldy.
Yeah, the Baldy.
All right, Nick, you got to give Joel a name. What would Joel be?
Let's see.
How about Atreyu?
Atreyu. Why is his tongue so long in that movie? Why was the dog dragon's tongue so long and never?
Valcor was his name.
Valcor was all tongue. Yeah,
Valcor.
Valcor. Yeah, he was all tongue.
He's in all four of them.
Yeah, he is.
There's four of those?
Story.
Pat, it's a never-ending story. How could it stop? Of course there's four. There's probably 1,000 now.
Falcon.
Called the never-ending story for a reason.
Yeah, I just want to.
I used to love that movie.
It's sad, man.
Hottest day on record. They're crazy.
That's outrageous.
Yeah. We lived through it. We made it. So people out there, stay cool. Stay cool out there, people. Drink water. Hydrate.
I just wanted to stop. I don't think I'm made for it. I think that I've been praying to the Lord every day. I say, please God, save me from this heat. I don't deserve it. If this is what hell's like, I will never sin again.
I don't want to go
ever.
Yeah, I don't want
humidity. I can't breathe. My pants are wet. Right when I get outside.
That's right. You're working outside too.
Dude, I work outside in this stuff. I could tell my kids I was working outside in the hottest day of the planet.
That's right.
Earth.
Respect me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, man.
July 3rd,
the crotchal saturation is just it's horrible right now. Like the moment you step outside, it's instant perspiration.
You know what you have to do? Antiperspirant your leg pits right between your gooch.
You know what I did?
Your gooch.
You know what I went and got me? I got me a good old remedy. I got me some good old talcum in there. I just throw some talcum powders in there.
Powdered up.
A light spritz in the talcum powder gets me through the whole day. Good.
You just be powdering that pee-pee, huh? Keeping the sweat off.
Powder that pee-pee.
Got to powder up the pee-pee. Got to put it on there.
Hey, Stewart, listen. Take a little of that powder, put it in pee-pee. Sucks all the moisture up. No smell. It smells just like you left the chair.
Name's Peter Johnson.
Talcum powder absorbs all the moisture.
Peter Johnson's powder pee-pee.
Pee-pee powder.
Peter Johnson's pee-pee powder. We've been using pee-pee powder in my family since 1987. And
Johnson & Johnson pee-pee powder.
By men.
Where do you think it goes? Goes exactly where you think it goes.
It goes exactly where you think it goes. Right there.
But,
this ain't no clever name. It's really powder for your pee-pee.
Listen, this is the dad. Listen, this is before people lose their minds. This is the dad portion. This is the man's portion of this podcast because we're men. And this is real stuff. If you're not powdering your pee-pee, you're going to be miserable all season long. Just going to be honest with you. So go ahead, Joel. I just wanted to put that out there because I want people saying, oh, you were talking about powder in the peepees. Yes, we were. Okay?
Listen, I have a baby boy, and I have to powder his pee-pee every day because you have to put it on your body.
You have to. You have to
moisture
apply.
absorption.
Yeah.
I tell you this, that being outside, I sweat from places I didn't know. Like I sweat, I didn't know you could sweat right here.
In the wedges of your fingers.
And
Yes.
I didn't know your fingernails could sweat.
Ooh.
I didn't know your teeth could sweat.
Sweaty teeth.
I didn't know, like, every part of my body, like my sweats. It's just drips upon drips upon drips.
That's terrible.
It is the hottest days ever.
Builds.
Yes.
The boob sweat is
And then
just
they-
ferocious. Just right across
Listen,
the sternum.
Yep.
You want to hear something gross?
Yeah.
There's porta-johns out there. And it's 105 degrees. Easy outside. Right? And those aren't air conditioner. They don't put air conditioners in there. Like,
Yeah.
they don't look out for
They
you.
just have those little.
You know what that makes? You know what that makes? Stew. It makes poo stew.
Makes poo stew.
It's cooking at 125 degrees, slow roasting out there. And now I got to go to the bathroom. I'm like, nope. I'm risking it. I'm risking. No way.
You're coming out
No,
more sweaty.
I'm not getting nowhere near
Have to
that.
hold it.
Yeah. You talk about
One time,
You
I almost
talk about Dinty Moore.
My phone, dude, my phone flipped in the air as it headed towards that, and I was like, terror in my mind.
Oh, no.
I thought if it goes in there,
Oh,
hey
not
Nick,
coming out. It's done.
if it goes in there, hey, lost to the game. Rest in peace. I'm gonna make up a story and be like, Dom, guess what happened? I was working, and this air conditioner, sucked it on in.
Sucked it up.
It's a work expense. I need a new
There you
one.
go.
But yeah, it is. It's not good, man. It's just I can't. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's tough.
No,
out there.
it's it's bad out there. I mean, I've always been a fan of fall and winter. And I'm gonna tell you, man,
Yes.
I don't like being hot. I hate being hot. Like being hot it'll make me pretty miserable. Unless I'm having fun, like generally being hot. I'm so thankful.
Are you a sweater?
that I am a massive sweater. Yesterday, bro, I took 3 showers yesterday. That was probably the most showers I've taken in a long time. Because it's like, and it's that slimy sweat. It's not like just that natural, like cleansing sweat. It's slimy, gross sweat because it's just coming out of every pore you can imagine, right? And then you get the jungle down there, and it just compiles and it gets worse. And so it's miserable for me. I don't like it. I don't like it.
That's
It's not
what
good.
whenever you said the sternum sweat, we played golf on Sunday, and
Telling you,
like
man.
after the first hole, like it was just right across my under my boobs,
Boob sweat.
just a line of sweat. And I'm like, I don't think I've ever sweated like right there until now.
Under the
It's-
sternum,
it's-
under the
you
back
know,
area, up in there, armpits.
It's
just-
weird. It's weird that you feel like you feel like I never felt sweat roll down the crack of my butt until
That's the worst.
Until
Yeah,
really
that
being
is
out
the
there,
worst.
and it is.
That's the worst.
And I'm not. It's definitely shocking and cold, and I'm like, whoo, that's gotcha.
Ooh.
You know? It's your body saying, "I got you. I'm gonna cool you off back
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run a couple drops of your own, you know,
But
You try to
AC
play
for
it
that
off.
booty.
Yeah. Are you playing
AC
it-
for that booty.
Joel, are you playing it off, or is your body going to tell? Like, or are you going to be like,
just your butt cheeks just clench real quick. Ooh.
It's just you feel. It's like how do you never you feel you're feeling sensations in places that you've never felt people touch you before in your life. You know, it's like no one touches you right there. Like put your finger between your butt cheeks.
how about sweat in the back of the knees?
Top.
That's pretty.
I mean,
That's
I don't
pretty
know.
shocking too. I had back of the knee sweat, man. That's a different
I mean,
experience
the knee.
as well.
Well, let's talk about that though. The back of the knee is basically the armpit of the leg. So I mean,
It
it makes
is.
sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense that it was sweat, right? Like
But to feel it
Armpits,
running
hey.
down,
armpits be sweat. Oh, that's weird. You got like top of my socks is wet. Why my knees be sweating?
my knees be
got
sweating.
knee
Yeah,
sweat.
that's how it was. Yeah, man, my ankle
had to-
region
hey,
was soaked. Yeah.
Have your socks ever been wet from leg sweat?
Yesterday,
I've done that.
that's exactly what
Yesterday
happened.
was terrible.
The rim of my socks were sweaty.
I never hoped it would rain more than yesterday. Like during the day yesterday, like
true.
cancel this grill because it was so hot. And I had a cook out there. Dude,
Yeah.
it was the hottest. Oh, my God. Anyways.
And
sorry.
we were in the
Continue.
shade, Pat. It'd be different if we were in direct sunlight, but we were in the shade, and it was still hot as the
No
dickens.
wind.
Like, it was. Oh,
Yeah, that's the
it's just
worst
hot.
when there's no wind.
But you know, I held my boy down. I wasn't going to leave him out there by himself, but we was out there sweating it. You know what I mean? It was worth it though, because that chicken.
Oh, man. It was to die for. People say.
I had to give it the Cosby approval.
The secret to the chicken is in the hands that prepare it.
That's correct. Yeah, no, it was good chicken. It was slow.
Anybody else? Nope.
I said Rudy.
You know, some hands could
chicken
cook.
like Rudy.
Some hands.
Yeah, it was good, yeah.
Listen, some hands could cook chicken, but these hands, they create chicken.
Here's the thing, Pat. Joel and Erndog had the funniest dialogue back and forth about whose food was better. I was dying because Joel goes, "Hey, Dad, don't come out here talking junk. Because remember, there was a time when you said, Joel, that was the best chicken I ever had." Erndog's all, "In your dreams."
Hey, I made up the entire story against him. He's all in your dreams.
He said, "Dad, you passed out. You ate my food and you passed out from the goodness." And he's all, "Yeah, when you woke up." That was his whole rebuttal. "When you woke up, maybe."
It's a straight dad answer. Only dad answers, you know? Dad answers.
And you know how he
Dude,
gets
it was
frustrated?
fun.
He gets
Go
frustrated.
elsewhere.
Listen, probably like 15 minutes solid. Dude, I was in the corner dying. And you know when Erndog gets mad? Because the first thing he says is what? "Son. Really? Son." I was
Yeah.
like, yo,
Yeah.
please.
So the other day he goes, the other day I was on a good one, just rolling on him, just asking him the dumbest questions. Like I just get in these moods where I'm like, "Dad, would you rather be a pitcher or a shortstop?" "Dad," but like I'm 12. I just get on this run, just going. He's like, and then we had to go to the store. And this is after I've been going for like 30 minutes in the living room, just going. And we go to the store, and I'm like, going. And I was like, "Man," you just don't like me, do you?" And he goes, "Stop. What do you want me to do? Laugh? Everything you say? Just laugh? What am I supposed to do? I've heard this shit for 20 years." And I said,
Oh my God. Yo, Joel be driving Erndog, bro, and I love every minute of it, bro. But I'm gonna tell you, man, you guys, the both of you, and I'm gonna get vulnerable for a moment. You guys both have a precious commodity in your lives, man. I'm just saying, like in general,
I answered him. I said, "Yeah, absolutely.
Precious
I told him,
commodity
I want
in
you to
y'all's
laugh.
lives, man.
Engage." It's like, well, the more he doesn't want to talk to me, the more I want to talk to him that day.
Yep.
Like, I'm like, "Dad, did you see the football thing? Dad, did you see this? Dad, did you hear about this? Dad. You know who does that to me? Asher. And I'm
Asher.
like,
I was like, exactly. Yes.
What are you doing?"
That is Asher all day.
Man, I consistently do that to my dad, but I do it for fun. I do it 100% for my pleasure.
Yeah.
And he knows that I do it for my pleasure, and that's why he's like,
That's why I get so
"Shut
frustrated.
the hell up. Like,
Knock it off. Cochino.
Dude, it's so funny.
Yeah. That's great, man. Listen, man. Listen, guys.
It was a good
like,
time, though.
You guys, it's awesome. You guys still have your dads in your lives, man. Enjoy it, man. Love it. I mean, it's awesome. I love to see you guys' interaction with you guys as dads, man. And so, I'm here for it, man. I absolutely love it. And I got to tell you, man, y'all got good dudes. Y'all got good dad dudes, man. I actually got Pat, put this on your bucket list. You got to have breakfast with Ernie because that was the funniest thing I've ever had in my entire life. Yeah. He bribed me to go pick up a grill with breakfast. And this is the first time I've ever been like just one-on-one with Ernie for like 2 hours. Bro, he told me his whole life story. And I'm going to tell you, man, I saw a side of Erndog that I just respect more than ever. But he got to talking about the way he grew up. I didn't know. One, he grew up on a farm. I didn't know he grew up on a farm.
Bean shoes. He didn't even have shoes. Dad used to make shoes out of beans. You make them out of beans. You know what he said? He said, "I wore them to school, ate them for lunch."
There you go. Listen, fun fact, he has a brother. Guess what his brother's name is, Pat?
Nicholas.
It's Nicholas.
Sorry. Dang it, my bad.
It's all good. It's all good. Right? And me and Joe have a running joke where my last name is Nick Reyes, not knowing that Erndog has a brother whose name is also Nick Reyes. Like, serendipitous. Like, it's meant to be.
That's so
How
wild.
fun.
Yeah. So it's really
dude,
awesome.
That's crazy how, like, me and Sai have had this conversation before, how, like, I know me and Sai's relationship is different, but even like your kids have no, like, unless you told them, have no idea, like, how you got to where you are, like, how you became who you are.
Yeah.
True.
Unless you just explain it to them. And it's like
I'm pretty good with mine about that.
Yeah, mine too. Harper asked a lot of questions, so.
Yeah, it's just like, and you forget about it. You're just like, you're busy just raising them.
Yeah, you do.
And
You do.
like I think me and Sai have had that conversation a few times. Like, dude, I need to sit you down one day and just tell you, like, you have no idea how I grew up. You have no idea, like, from a financial perspective, how my family was. Like, when my dad lost his job because he worked in textile, when textile started going downhill in America, and I had to work when I was like when I was 18, work and help pay the bills and all this. Like, you have no idea about it. And it's just like, and you think about it and you're like, man. So I might just be, I might need to get better at it, explaining, like, hey, let me just tell you, like, what I went through, just so you know that when I'm trying to raise you and you don't have to go through that. But it's also a catch-22, because I've heard people talk about this. Like, I feel like going through a lot of this stuff. I had a great childhood. I've had great parents. I'm lucky enough that I have parents that have been married my entire life and are still married. And there's a lot of, I mean, probably most of my friends don't have that luxury. And, but it's like, we still hit hard times. But also, I think a lot of those hard times, and especially with you guys, because since I've known you guys, like, a lot of those hard times are what shaped us to what we are now. You know, like, if I didn't go through something, I wouldn't have turned out the way I am. You know.
Oh, 100%.
I agree.
We just had that conversation the other day, man, which is good. Mr. Rogers has a quote, man. He has a saying, and then he said the biggest mistake that an adult can make, or the biggest mistake a parent can make, is to forget that they had a childhood.
Yeah.
And basically, in that time, he would just say, in those moments where you're able to play with your kids, just play with your kids and play with them at their level, right? Whatever they imagine, whatever they're going through, give them the benefit of the doubt and just go through it with them.
I had a moment today. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying those are really, especially with Elliot right now, because she's so curious and playful. Like, I just go with it.
Yeah.
Whatever she does, I just do it. Like, we just go. So.
What's the struggle too? Like, I had a moment today where I just kind of was looking at Ashman, and it's like, dude, they're getting older.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes I don't play as much as I did with the other ones.
Yeah.
Because I'm a little bit older. But I think we have a good relationship. And he told me the other day, he goes, this is funny, he goes, I got an idea. I picked him up for school. He said, I got an idea. It's a good one. I was like, what is it? He goes,
I love that stories.
You, me, Nick and Patrick, we have another Tuesday podcast. Am I all right? But you guys can cuss on it. You can cuss. I want you to cuss. It's fun here. You guys can cuss. You guys can cuss on it. So
He said it's fun
it's us four. He's all, it's us four, and you guys can cuss. I don't want you to feel like you can't say anything. I want you to say whatever you want. I just think that's what we should do. And I so much want to help him with that.
Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely.
And
man, we love the Reds kids. We love the Patrick's kids.
Bonafide, bonafidely, he's
and the
funny.
Knicks girls.
Yeah, heck yeah,
dude. Clemson girls. Harper,
He's
I'll
super
tell you,
funny,
man.
man.
I'm gonna tell you, Joe, man. Harper is your biggest fan. I'm just gonna be honest with you, man. You have weaved your way into her top 5 people, bro. So just know.
Started at Halloween, man.
I'm telling you, man, you are.
And the candy.
He started a candy beef, and
yep.
tell you, man, like.
It was funny,
my favorite is when I go over to Nick's house, and it's always like later. It's like dark, like 8:30, and I'll knock on the door and Peyton will answer. And just be like, "Can I help you?" And I'm like,
dude,
Peyton is cynical.
I'm here to see Nick. Like, I'm always when I come. She's like, I think the first time I tried to bribe her with money.
Yeah,
like, if I give you $1, will you let me in the door?
She'll take it.
Yeah, Peyton will take it. Peyton's about
it's
that
crazy
money.
because she's like almost looking at me in the eyes.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Yeah, that's what Brendan was like. Brendan's all, why is she so tall? I was like, easy, short king.
Embrace it, short king.
Except what God gave you.
Accept what you are.
Hey, Be big where you're big and small where you're small. What does that even mean? He's all, what does that even mean? I said, you got big ears. You can wear a bunch of earrings. Rock that, John.
You know what I'm saying?
It's so bad.
One up here, one here. Yeah.
Whenever I'm at this is such a hole thing to say and do. Whenever I'm at the gym and there's like a small guy that's like a lot bigger, just jacked up, I'm just like, I got height, bud.
It's because he's short. You got small muscles.
You sure can.
Your muscles got nowhere to go but grow, bro. Your muscles got nowhere to go but grow.
I remember I used to believe that.
You go this way.
Jerk. You're a hater.
I go this way.
Pat's in the gym watching people get swole. He's like, dang, I'm taller. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
God, I wish I was shorter. I wish I was shorter.
I do feel better since I started going to the gym, though.
Pat, you have the weirdest, wishes. Like, wanting to be bald.
Oh.
I
wish I was bald and short.
Short, man.
I wish my mustache wasn't full. I wish my beard wasn't full.
Nick. No, remember? No, the other one. I wish I was gray. I wish I had all gray.
Oh, yeah, he's got gray.
Wish I was gray.
I didn't say all gray. I said salt
ridiculous.
and pepper. Salt and pepper.
Pat, you the stuff you wish for.
I wish I was 64.
Outside of the wrinkles in my face and the bags under my eyes, I want to look a little bit more run down than I do.
Yeah, I just want to have a rough life, bro.
Like I just want to go roll in the dirt.
More run down.
I just want to look run down. You know,
I want to look worse. Can I get a little bit worse?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
If I can get any real wrinkly, man, I'd be living right now.
Hey, Pat, drop a tooth or two. You look rough. Do it, buddy.
Give me a few
ditches,
years and
baby.
I'll lose. One of these will fall out.
Take it out, G. Take it out, G.
These are, I think,
Take it out, G.
These
Do it for character.
Those three are all veneers.
Clouds, yeah.
Probably pop out.
Do it for character.
You can be like, hold on, guys.
I don't remember what we were just talking about. We were talking
If
about
we get in the back of my teeth, I have a lot of them that aren't there.
Hey, who needs them? I don't got none either.
That's why I
just
chew with my
swallowing
front
food
teeth.
whole.
I chew with my front teeth.
I had to learn how to swallow food.
Is that corn on the cob?
I can't eat corn on the cob. I can't eat bite into apples. I
Heard
can't.
that.
Just can't bite into any fruit.
Just what happened?
That's why you take it down.
I have to cut it in slices. Cut it.
You see it going down.
Hey, Pat's all. I just eat applesauce. That's all.
Exactly.
I want.
Could you mush my apples for me? I'd appreciate it.
Hey, excuse me. Do you mind throwing this in a blender, please?
Would you like an apple? Would you like an apple? Do you have any applesauce?
Just give me the juice particles left over. That's all. Hey, can you give me the apple?
Skin it.
Give me the apple juice with the pulp in it. That's what I want.
Is it
That's the good
is it
stuff.
terrible that I eat a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch every morning for breakfast?
I don't know if that's terrible.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
It's kind of scary. You do the same thing every morning.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Well, it's like at 12.
More.
I don't eat till 12.
He's a stickler for
I drink
routine.
coffee and water until 12.
Well, what
Same,
I do
same.
for 12 is I stretch ankles first.
Every time.
I do a knee roll, 360 to the left, 360 to the right.
Yep.
I do a quick shoulder roll.
Do you really stretch every morning?
I try to.
Dude, I need to start doing that.
We have been
I think I hurt my neck, man.
We have been hitting our shups though. We've been doing 100 a day. I just break mine down into 4 sets throughout the day because I tried to do all 100 at one time and failed.
No.
It's true.
So I get up, I do 2 sets of 50, 2 sets of 25 in the morning, and then 2 sets of 25 in the evening, and then I get my 100 in a day. So
That's right. That's right.
it's a bit of a challenge right now. And I'm not gonna lie. Can I be honest about my push-ups? Can I be honest about my shups right now? Or can I give you shup honesty? I go to my knees.
Hey, throw it at me.
I go to my knees right now. I go on the knees, man. I get halfway through set 3, and I got to go to the knees, man. I'm telling you, it's just it's creeping up, man. It's like I used to be able to.
We're not
knock
what we
out.
used to be.
Holy moly, yeah. So I'm not ashamed.
I've never been
go to
good
the,
at push-ups. So.
I go to the knees.
You know, it's part of the reason I shaved off my mustache was because I think Nick the other day said, "Dang, Joe, all them gray hairs and that mustache." I said, "Oh,
that is, yeah.
Goodbye."
Should have got you some.
They were popping
I'm
out.
not like you guys.
Hair
I'm
club for
not
men.
looking for the gray.
No, Joel's the great
Dude,
denier.
I just have like a little gray right here. That's it.
I'm not Nick. I'm just 32, man. Get off
That's
my
it.
back.
Sorry, my fault. You better come get some. Hey, you better come get some of this wisdom.
September 1988. That was the date that I was born. That's the day I walked out my mom's body door.
What, were you raised in a barn? Your
Sliding
mom's
glass.
body door. Who locked the door?
Gross. I sincerely apologize for that one. It was not
Woman's body door.
so funny.
I almost want to see that in a technical. I almost want to hear a doctor say it now. All right, who's ready to birth a baby out of the body door? Let's
I'm
have
going
a
to take this baby directly out of your body's door.
time to make an exit.
Back door, back door, front door, absolutely.
Let's please
Never take
if
it
we're-
out the back door.
If we're taking babies out the back door, we've got a problem, Houston. We've got a majorly problem going on. Yeah, no.
Well, most kids believe that that's probably where it comes from, the butt.
I remember mom pooped me out. No,
Kids
that's
probably-
gross.
Kids probably believe that they get pooped out.
Yeah.
I believe that. Probably. I would probably think that.
I could see kids saying, yeah. That's all they know.
Because stuff comes out. I mean, stuff comes out of your body that way.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they're like, oh,
Means
it's
a
probably
fair
where it
point.
comes- You know, I'm in mommy's stomach and she's gonna poop me.
Mom, when are you going to poop out little Johnny?
The poop baby.
It's terrible.
That's true.
That's what I would tell my sister when she was little. Nope, you're different. Mom had you in the toilet.
What? What do you mean?
You told Clarice she was a toilet baby?
What?
Oh,
Yep.
that's horrible.
No, I told her that.
She probably believed that for a long time. She, Mom,
Yeah, it was weird.
Joel told me everything.
Mom wasn't prepared for you.
Mom wasn't prepared for you.
We didn't even know you were there.
She just had Mexican food the day before.
All we heard was ploop, and then you were born. That's just what it was.
You ain't stopped crying ever since. She said, my sister goes, she said, it sucks. I said, what? That you and my brother got all good things you can do. I can't do anything. That's what you mean, Clarice. I said, you're a great waitress. I said that. I think she's good. She's super funny. So it's like, you know, like, hey,
Everybody's got a talent. I couldn't be a waitress.
Mama said not to hate on the law. You know, every
I
man
couldn't be I would
gotta
be a
have a
terrible
job.
waitress. That's a talent. It's a talent
true.
to be a waitress.
I love my sister. What she is a good sister
She is a good sister.
good
We love
mother.
Claire. We love Claire Bear.
and a
Yeah.
good girlfriend.
We love
So-
Claire Bear. Claire Bear has always been a precious, precious thing. Precious.
You know,
Claire Bear.
Pat, let me hear your best girl voice. Go.
I don't know that I have one.
Come, you can't tell me you don't be driving around going, "Hey guys," you don't never do that.
I think the only one. No, I don't. Hey,
You don't ever pretend like,
Oh, I made this steak.
if
for
I'm singing
dinner.
like a girl's song, I'll try to sing like a girl's
Yeah.
voice.
Give me a little part of
"Ugh,"
it.
I always seem like a man.
Yeah.
Try your best.
Well, I mean, I was about to say Miley Cyrus.
I don't
voice
think-
kinda
I don't-
sounds like mine.
I really don't think you have any range. I think Pat
I
has
don't.
one. He has one straight tone. Like,
Pat'll be
Pat,
like,
can you sing higher? He's all sing higher. Higher. Louder. Not louder, Pat. Higher.
That's the mic.
That's so funny.
Pat's girl voice would be like, "Hey boys,
Pat's girl voice sounds like a guy pretending to be.
what are you? What's up, ladies? What are we doing tonight?
Pat?
It's
I
Thursday
know
night."
every
Respect
time,
anybody.
dude. It's so weird because I always think of voices that you've done, Joel. Like the China voice. Mm-hmm. And whenever I do
All respect.
Kermit,
All respect.
yeah, whenever I do
respect.
Kermit, I always refer to you doing Kermit on the podcast.
Yeah, we used to do those. You know, those are the old time goodies. I want to hear your girl voice. Like,
I don't have a girl voice.
gun to your head. Or say it or you're dead. Boom. What's up?
Boom.
Oh, he said,
See,
"Dad,
I'm
I'm
trying to
dying."
think of what.
I'll never. Pat's all. I'll never act like a lady. I'm a man.
Not like that.
It's
I
not
don't
in
have
Shoot
one.
me. Shoot me dead. Just shoot me where I sit.
I don't.
I'll
like,
never give
can
you
I?
what
Can I
you
do
asked
I'd rather die for America.
sorority blonde?
Yes, do it.
Like,
Is
oh
he
my
coming
god,
here?
yes, okay.
Okay.
Let me see. Go.
He just
Let me hear
did it. Go.
Like, oh my god, okay. What?
Keep going.
What are we
You wanna
doing
ha-
here? What are we doing? We're gonna drink it. We're gonna drink some. We're gonna drink some Corona Lights. That was
Ooh.
terrible. That was terrible.
Yeah. That wasn't bad. I closed my eyes and I could
That's
see.
good.
Okay.
Good. I thought you were in
I
a sorority for a
definitely-
second.
Oh,
Your
You
name
know.
was Patricia.
Nick, you got one, Nick? You got one?
oh, Nick.
Yes. Hi, guys.
Nick,
Oh,
did you-
Nick. Oh, Nick's. Go to the other one you just had. Yes. Give us the other one.
Yes. Hey, I'm a voluptuous woman.
I'm a breather.
My
I'm a
name is
breather.
Sharon. Please. My name is Consuela. Subscribe.
Both of y'all's voices were like definitely guys being girls.
Yeah, it was.
OnlyFans. Come
Here's the other one, Nick. Go. Let me hear that other one you had.
Oh, hi, guys. What's going on? Everybody
Oh.
good? Welcome.
Close your eyes, Pat. Close your eyes. Do it, Nick. Go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Consuela's Corner. Today, we're going to talk about 2023 fashion. Today's outfit is brought to you by Fashion Nova. That's
good.
Today, we have a halter top mixed with the mesh boots. It's going to be amazing. Join us.
That's good.
It's good.
That's
Yeah.
That is good.
Good.
Yeah. You got to go way high. You really got to suck it in. You got
It's
to.
not,
You got
see, I don't think I can go that high.
Yeah. I think
I
that,
don't
it's
think
just
I can go that
you have to be your alternate self.
Yeah.
That's where you have to.
Joe, I
be
still
here.
go back to Joe's got the best China voice.
You got to be like a girl. You got to be way up there. You got to get all in your head, and then sometimes you got to let it out. That's still boyish.
Yeah.
It is still boyish.
It's down there
It's still
slowly.
boyish.
It's down there. I think it's a talent. Yeah.
That's
Go
still
up an
boyish.
octave.
I can't get any higher than that. I can't get any higher than that. Nope. You really have
Can't
to
do it.
You
That's
really have, listen, you really have to
Go British.
you really
Go
have to
British if you
squeeze.
can get higher.
You really have to squeeze. Squeeze what, Nick? What do you want me to squeeze? Your esophagus.
What
your
am I
esophagus.
supposed to squeeze?
You really have to squeeze at the esophagus.
You want me to? Am I
my
supposed to
God, I
squeeze
don't
my
think that- I forgot.
esophagus?
You got
That's
to
right.
esophagus.
Your scagophagus has to be squeezed, and so you get as high as you possibly can, and then you say things like Fashion Nova.
Maybe
I do all kind of
if
tricks
eat,
in my esophagus.
If I eat some of this lemon,
I got to say, I believe truly the Adam's apple gets in the way. Like that causes the
Yeah.
drop. Like that thing keeps you in there. That thing keeps you in range because you
I don't have one. Remember?
can get way down there naturally.
I do.
No, let me see.
Yeah.
We can go into this voice. This is kind of girly. This one says, "Hey, girl."
That
This one
says-
screams, "I'm a girl that lives next door."
Yeah,
Maybe I
that's-
used to be. It screams I'm strong. Maybe I lift weights hard.
Yeah. That's right. You're fit.
What do you think?
You also have that's like the perfect influencer voice as well. Like that's the voice of the nation. 2023 influencer. That's what that voice is.
Speak strong or don't speak at all. That's the way you want to talk.
That's right. Welcome.
Welcome.
I would subscribe.
Have a seat. Welcome one, welcome all. Have a seat.
Yeah.
My name is Sandra Jackson.
Sandra Jackson.
My name is Sandra Jackson, and everybody can have a seat. Everybody can have a seat, and please do not speak unless spoken to. Have a seat. Thank you.
That is the.
Thank
that is,
you.
Yeah, Sandra Jackson. I would
Sandra
subscribe to the channel.
Jackson.
Is that a girl's voice or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
In
One more,
today's
last
world,
try.
yes.
Last try. See?
Yeah. Road line low. Yeah, match bitch.
Hi, everybody. Hey, everybody.
Those are mine. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, everybody.
No, I got a frog in there. Something's wrong.
like,
I got a frog in my throat.
Nick's voice goes higher when he does like British, like a British accent.
Maybe a
That's a
British
little
lady.
like a
British lady.
Go up there.
That's a little
Maybe I can be a
flavor
British
here.
lady. Close your eyes, Nick. Does this sound like a lady to you? Do I sound like a nice British lady?
Yeah.
Somebody who might
Yeah.
lick your neck and pour chowder all over your chest. And take crackers in a big spoon and scoop it off and eat it. Because I'm like that.
Yes. The name is Julia Childs, and today we're going to
you go-
prepare couscous.
Deep.
With a side of rice. Yes. That's my.
That is
It's my British lady. My fair lady.
So yeah, we don't do a good girl voice. That's good. I'm happy to
good.
say
Yeah.
that I can't maintain
Fail.
a rouge of being a lady. So if anybody ever calls you and says I turn into a girl, you know right here that's not true.
Not
Not
true.
gonna happen.
Falsities.
It's not gonna happen.
Falsities.
I like to be down here with the bros. I like to be down here. If I get an opportunity, I like to come this octave. They call me Johnny Octave.
Hi.
I do like Sandrew Jackson though. That's a strong
Sandra Jackson's
strong
a hit.
Sandrew Jackson. I just like to say.
What if I add this? If this goes in there, is that more of a girl voice?
Ooh.
Like, can I take your order?
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe, hey,
That's a Sonic girl voice.
That
Thank you
is.
Thank you for coming to Sonic. Can I help you?
Yeah. Can I get the number 5 with tots, please?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then can I get a Route 66 cherry limeade? And then
How about Route 69? I'm just kidding.
I want to speak to your manager.
I'm her. Him.
I'm him. Yes.
Switch up.
You can pretend to be two people.
Voices.
You could have a whole
Hey
conversation.
Nick, remember we watched that TikTok video?
Oh, dude.
Dude, I crushed you with that one. That was so funny.
That was you got me. You got me big time.
What was
Dude,
the
it was-
TikTok video?
It's these two girls sitting there, and they're staring at each other, like they're looking at each other, showing them, and he's like, one of them goes, "You're ugly as F." It's like, dude. And the other one goes, "Oh, bro, you're ugly." They're both dudes.
And then they
He's like,
go.
"I bet you don't have a girl voice." He goes, "I
Yeah.
bet you don't have a girl voice." He goes, "Oh, I totally got a girl voice." "I bet you don't have a girl voice."
Yeah.
And he goes, "I totally got a girl voice," and it's a perfect girl voice.
It threw
Dude,
me
it's
off.
so funny.
yeah,
It was so
they're
funny because
talented.
they look pretty girls. Like they look like real
Talented.
girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super funny.
Holy smokes, bro! The internet is a
I
scary place.
Yeah.
It's a scary place in which to live.
You know what else is scary, Nick? The universe.
The universe is scary. Talk about
You know
it.
what I saw? You know what
Talk
they
about
said
it.
on there? So they're talking about, they've been discovering like, these cool discoveries. Like,
Yeah.
there's gravitational waves in space. Like, I don't even know what that does. Maybe we can ride them and somehow utilize them to get places. I don't know. I don't understand. I'm just, but I know that's what they found. Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Or something, not my Twitter, but somebody's Twitter on whatever, Yahoo. And then they were stating, what was I going to tell you guys? Oh my God.
Universe.
Oh yeah, so they said that back in the beginnings of the universe that time was different, and it was 4 times or 3 times slower than it is now.
I believe that.
How weird! Like
So I wonder if it'll get faster, like in the future.
as we keep going forward,
Yeah.
that'd be weird.
Everything would be
That'd be
super
weird.
fast.
I mean, it feels like that as you get older. That time definitely goes
Yes.
by in a snap of a finger.
Yeah.
Dude, I swear, that is probably one of the hardest things
What do you think about it, man?
to wrestle with. Is that you turn around and you're 40 years old.
We were just in high school.
Yeah.
Like we were just in high school.
100%.
When you think about it, like in context, we're just in high school. Not
Nothing
too long
feels
ago.
long ago.
Nah, nothing does. Everything feels
Like nothing
still
feels long
connected.
ago.
Yeah.
It's like you have to wait for something that feels like it takes forever.
And maybe that's due to the fact that we're in denial because we're turning 40 too. So I don't know, but it's
I don't-
like
Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
But I don't feel.
I mean, I know
40.
that-
I don't feel like I'm turning 40. I know I am.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm turning 40 because I still. I don't
I
do
do feel
40-ish things in my mind.
I do feel like
What'd you say, Pat?
when, like, looking at 40-year-olds whenever we were younger, I feel
Old.
like we look better than
Yeah, we're not
40-year-olds
as
used to
goofy,
look.
for sure. For sure.
40 was old, bro. Back in the day, like fudge.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's,
I
it's a
remember.
different-
What is over the hill? 50?
40.
40.
is
If
over
it used to
the
be 40, I would say
hill.
it's
Yeah,
probably 50 now.
Probably 50 now. Yeah.
But you find
I
hope
remember
now.
going
I
to
mean,
over the hill parties. It'd just be
within 20 years, though, science reduces age.
Oh, sure.
You can
Yeah.
reduce your age.
Oh,
Guaranteed.
sure.
There's a
Yeah.
possibility, probably within our lifetimes, if we stay healthy, that we could live to probably be 150.
Yeah. I mean, they used to.
That's my guess.
And you got to
I mean,
remember.
That's my guess.
You got to remember, bro. Back in the biblical days, bro, they put numbers up.
yeah.
Abraham.
How old are you? 650. Oh,
Abraham.
you're a baby.
Bro,
You're a
Abraham
baby. Get
lived
outta
to
here.
be well over 200 years old. You know what I mean? Remember, he had a baby
He's
at 100.
wasn't one of them like 800 years old? Like
Abraham.
There were some Old mugs.
Abraham, father of the nation. He was 100 when he had his first kid.
I mean, if you look at
Sarah
it
was 99.
Yeah.
if you look at it like people now, when they're 100, at 800, they're probably like this big.
Yeah, hunched over. Just
He's like this big. They're all, come here, Moses.
yeah, just come on over here.
What I tell you about playing in the seat?
You just shrunk down so much.
Oh God!
Moses is little. He's a small guy, but he's got a big heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's got a stuttering problem.
He used to be 6'10". You never would guess it.
just-
He's 900 years old though.
Yeah.
That's how you get
No, it's
fairies.
crazy.
They're just really old
Crazy.
people.
But kind of going back to what you were saying
Right,
about the
concept.
universe being scary, I also read this concept that says that really the reason for having the sun is honestly that the sun is there to protect us from interdimensional and cosmic radiation hitting us. And they said that's truly the reason for the sun. I don't know if it's true or not, but it sounds like a crazy concept.
Well, for our survival, heat is definitely part of that too.
Yeah.
But I don't mean, man, it probably absorbs a lot of it.
Yeah. So it was saying
But it's
a lot
also
of
dangerous though, man. It emits a lot of. There are moments
sure.
in time that have probably stopped scientific rooms when a big
Solar
what do you
flares.
call them? Solar flares, yeah, and they
solar
shoot
flares.
off all those.
Yeah, they have. Those rays just
There's a certain type
slices.
of radiation that shoots off, and we can't defend against it. It just goes right through the atmosphere.
Yeah, and we just
And so if that happens, you can have blackouts, you could have cell phone interruption, you can have internet. Love you too, babe. You can have internet issues. It could really go down. It could wipe us out. I mean, to be honest, it could hit us,
Yeah.
and it could mess us up, man. Depending on
Yeah.
how big the solar flare is. And they have seen a lot of different things in the sun this year that they haven't seen before. Like sometimes there's a hole in the sun that opens up and it closes.
Yeah, they call that well, they said it's almost like there's a black hole that actually pumps within the sun, and so there's actually
It's
these
a sun
vacuums.
news.
Yes, it is. It's these sun vacuums, and basically that kind of is like the heartbeat of the sun. So it opens up, vanular holes that allows for heat absorption, but also heat exchange, because it's just a big ball of gas, like sun.
It's a ball of
parts.
plasma.
It's
just lava.
Yeah, liquid hot
Pure
magma.
heat. But the crazy thing is that somehow, with all the technology, we have not figured out how to harness energy in a way to sustain things, utilizing the amount of energy that comes from the sun. Even that hits the
Yeah, that's because
I think we have.
oil
They
is
just
too
don't
much
want to
of a-
share it with us.
Possibly. I'm not that smart.
much
I always
money in
wanted to
oil?
be.
The good
Like I used to want to be super smart. Like I wanted to be that guy that was really smart. Like
never
they
too
call the
late.
doctor.
It's never too late.
Well, I'm smart. I wanted to be like I want to build this or take this apart to do that, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I never really was, but so I don't have the answers.
I know.
But
Somebody does. They're just not
I
getting
got
it.
the ideas. I got some ideas. Like I would volunteer. I think
It's all a conspiracy.
what is.
Everything. Everything's
Oh, dude.
conspiracy.
Hey, speaking of cool stuff, did you see the new Las Vegas Sphere? Tell me
No.
you guys saw that thing.
Yeah,
haven't seen it.
I have.
What?
That's insane.
The
like a
eyeball,
sphere of this
the
guy.
moon. So inside of it's a concert hall. So they have like rock concerts, music concerts. It's like you go into it and you watch it's a venue on the inside. On the outside, it puts out all these different things on the
It's
outside.
like video. It's like the whole thing's a video board.
And it is the
smoke.
most high def
Yeah,
video. Did you
it's
see the
insane.
moon?
Looks like a moon. Yeah.
one?
It looks
Yeah.
Look at the eyeball one, Nick.
Oh,
Look
the
at the
Hello
one from
World
4th of July.
eyeball. Oh, that's crazy.
And it
It's
is so
insane.
real.
That's wild, dude.
that is
I'm gonna
technology.
go. I'll
right?
take
Like
a picture.
that's-
I'm gonna be in Vegas in
Biosphere.
October.
Oh, we gotta go. We gotta go check that out, man. At the
Dude,
it's
that is
outside the
some
Venetian.
serious. That's some
That's-
serious technology right there.
Bro, I've stayed at the Venetian.
Insane.
before. Actually, I stayed on the other side, the Patawanami. Yeah, that's awesome. Not the Patawanami. What am I thinking about?
We always
Paladin.
stay in the worst part of town.
I stayed up at the Patawanami in the peninsula.
Because we saw it on the baseball game the other day. That's why that's still stuck.
Yeah,
in my
that's true.
head,
Yeah, I know.
And that was also where we did a great comedy show at the same time. So back when we was traveling comedians.
A traveling band of jokesters and jesters,
Yes.
throwing around jokes and tricks and magic, trying to make money off our mouths, but not like a prostitute.
Never.
I was a word prostitute, just slanging jokes, making money.
Slanging
You
jokes,
know?
making money.
They said, "Hey, calm down there, Susie. The Comedy Zone just pimping me out to all these clubs.
I mean,
telling me to get up there.
I mean, in comparison, 20 minutes for $500. I mean,
and they definitely got a lot more money than I got.
Pretty jousty prices right there. Pretty jousty prices. Most money I ever made in one sitting. Holy crap!
I gotta say,
man, when you make $1,000 and you only spend about 25 minutes on stage, there's some prostitute prices right there. You know what I'm saying?
Best thing about comedy for me was getting paid to talk to people about stuff that I like to talk about and stuff that I think is funny.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not talking about, I don't even know you. I'm not here to talk to you about anything. I love people, so I'm not dissing people. But at this moment, at this time on stage, when I have the microphone, you came here to see a comedy show and hopefully to see me. If not, great. Lucky you. So in this moment, I have a microphone, nobody else does. And I'm going to talk to you about stuff that I think is funny.
Yeah.
That you probably never even thought about, or that you always think about, just can't say it.
Yeah.
You said
so it's such a funny thing that they're just really going through my thoughts, like my brain. Here,
it's like a journey through your brain.
That's it. You're just listening to my brain that I wrote down on paper or phone, and I'm talking to you about it.
Yeah.
That's the funnest part about it. It's like, I'm making you laugh about stuff that I find funny. Not that you find funny. I'm making you laugh about stuff that I think is funny.
Yeah, but also
because you're going into it blind. You write the joke not knowing.
The cool part is you've done the work to figure out how to present this as the funniest you could present it.
For sure. And it's always changing. That's what's so fun about comedy. Is I always change my jokes. And if something was funny, you could say something by accident that's way funnier than the original punchline. And then from that point on, it's there. Most ad libs that people say are not made up. They said it one time. And people died laughing.
Yeah.
See, that's another thing. I wish I had the balls.
It became an ad lib.
When it comes to that, I can't do it.
And you think too, man. I mean, I think what I was able to bank on is hosting before actually getting on the stage. And so for me, even if the jokes didn't pop, I could really count and bank on my crowd work, which is really huge.
Yeah.
Whereas Joel had a combination of crowd work, but then I also brought the heat when it came to being on stage. Because I as well as I did it, I still haven't mastered the art that Joel does and being able to guide through a joke without having to think about it. So, but my crowd work was I rarely ever toot my own horn, but I believe that because of my skills and being able to work with the crowd, that's really why a lot of times that I was able to navigate and have good shows. Because what I found is if I focus solely on just trying to be funny on stage, that's where I failed, and I had a big fail on the road. But I think it was bigger than in my mind. It was bigger than it probably was. I was having a good set, and I got lost in thought. And so I hit the eject button. It was really like, all right, y'all, peace out. My name's Nick. I'm out. And Joel's in the back dying, bro. But it was a lesson learned. It was a good lesson learned.
But you need that, don't you?
Here's the thing about comedy.
Yeah, I miss it.
I mean, my opinion. It's my thought. My thought. And one thing, you really have to be thinking about solely that in that moment. Like, you have to be in that mode.
For sure.
You can't think about what your kids are doing. You can't think about what your wife's doing. You can't think about what's for dinner. Like, you have to be... Because you just have to be there.
Yeah.
You have to be in that moment. And if you're not, you can tell, and it stinks.
Yeah. That's like the last, I don't even want to call it a set. The last time I got up on stage was right after Garrison was born. It was the day after Garrison was born as a Cabarrus, and I was not there at all. And that's when my anxiety was outrageous. I had like the same 4 jokes that you guys had given you guys. That you guys had helped me out with. Like, that's it. That's my set. 4 jokes, and then I get off. Fulfilling time. And, and I just didn't hit on anything. I was just like, I can't. Like, screw this. I can't do this. And that's the last time ever. And I wish I could just...
one thing you should do is do it once.
Just embellish in that. And like, okay... That's a learning experience. I lost my way. Now let's fix it and go try it again.
We should do it once in a while. Like, I think it's something. I think we should all do it. And it's just the idea of putting yourself in an uncomfortable position to hopefully grow. And I think that for me, the reason that comedy moves so quickly at the moment was because I was putting myself constantly in the position of if you can fail when you don't fail, it's a huge confidence booster, right?
It is.
Yeah.
So like but if you have the option to like not succeed. When you do, it's like yes, yes, I didn't F up. I didn't mess up, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
once
like
you do that,
that's like that anxiety is a big driving force of it. Is like the feeling of going up there. But also, I think that you guys, this is no slight, but you guys are funny, and you know that you're funny. I don't think that I'm funny.
What about this? What about this? What if you use, like, here's my thought, because I did as much as I've been on stage, and as many times I've told jokes, it's still nerve-wracking. It's still nerve-wracking to this day. And I thought, well, what if I look at it like therapy? What if I look at it like, okay, I'm going to go on stage for a session of my therapy. So if you laugh, great. If you don't laugh, great. I'm getting it off. And therefore, I have no, like, no matter what, I'm going to succeed in my mind that, okay, I got up there, got some stuff off my chest, tried some stuff I thought was funny. Yes, this was funny. No, this wasn't funny.
I wish.
I mean, it's just something to, what if we set that as a thing? I was going to ask you guys that. I was going to say, what if we set that as like a thing, like, hey, twice a year, you know, do it more if you want, but twice a year we have to do an open mic.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Once in the middle, once in the beginning. And that way it kind of just, you shake some rust off. It's a confidence booster. It's and like I say, even if you fail, the win is you're doing it, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the win. That's the win. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm down for that, man. Because for me, I honestly, I want to do that because I don't want to lose it. You know what I mean? We had such a good dynamic thing going on.
We can't lose it because we do this.
Well, it's so.
Well, and we don't, and that's what I'm saying. Because, and if you want to be honest, Pat, dude, we do it every week. If you think about it, this is a platform where we can test out.
But I mean, that's what I was about to say. That's the difference. Is whenever I did it with you guys, it's completely different. Not as a group, or also like when we did the China Grove dog spot.
Yeah,
is like whenever I opened for you guys, I was still nervous, but it was like half of the nervous energy that I have when it's just me somewhere. You know what I mean? Because I know, like, hey, even if I did decent for the amount of times I've been on stage, I felt proud of what I did that night. But I was like, even if my set sucks, which is like 5 to 6 minutes, like these guys are going to kill it. So I don't have to really worry, you know?
But the idea is that you're doing it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
The idea is that there are, let's say there's 100 people watching it in the crowd.
Yeah.
You're one of 3 people doing it.
Yeah.
And about 90 of those people could never do it.
Never.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's where I think, you know, you could really find, you know, maybe some confidence in that. It's like,
I
wish
I could get that mindset that you're talking about of like, I don't care if people like it or not. I'm just getting stuff.
Here's what you do.
Chest.
Here's the secret, Pat. I'm going to give everybody listening you the secret. Here's my thought of the secret is you find a way to tell a story that is wholesome, funny. You weave your jokes in between, but has moments of not funny. Therefore, when you are funny, it's that much more funny. But then when you're not funny, it means something.
Yeah.
Right? It gives you the ability to be funny and not funny at the same time.
Yeah.
The pressure of having to be funny 24/7 is kind of gone. That's where storytellers can do well.
Yeah.
Right? So you find that. You find a way to say, okay, I put together a story that has a good ending, a good moral, or whatever. Like, this is how I got from point A to point B. But within point A and point B, you know, C, D, E, F, G, joke, 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 moral, joke, 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 moral. You know, something like the story, you know, something like that. And the story can have funny moments that are in nature and that occurred actually in the story, right? That's why you pick certain stories. But it's a way you could do it that you wouldn't have to worry so much about having to be funny the whole time.
You take a guy like Dave Chappelle, and here's why I think Dave Chappelle is so successful, because Dave Chappelle also knows how to bank on your emotions. Dave Chappelle can go from being super funny to telling a story that has some type of meaning and drive behind it, and you can actually feel the emotion that's coming from him. And then turn around in that same hand and then be funny all over again and finish or cap off with a joke. Joel, you do the same thing. You just find a way to keep the volume up and keep the positivity and the laughter going, because you've done it too. You've weaved an emotional story. You've just put funny bits in between the beginning, the middle, and the end, and found a way to just kind of keep the jokes, keeps banking, where it doesn't get so. You're still banking on emotion, but you're keeping the emotion light and high and in a way that people continue to laugh and be funny about it. Because I'm going to tell you, the most rewarding thing, especially for me, especially after having done music for so long and being frustrated with the scene, is I've always gotten a better reaction from my comedy sets than I did ever from my music sets. Because with that comedy, it's interpersonal. Right after the show, people come up, and they're going to let you know if you had a good set or not, right? They recognize when you had a good set, but then even when you've had some bad parts, they'll tell you, hey, I think you had a great set. There were some tough parts, but overall, I think you did a really good set. And that has a lot of meaning, right? Because you're getting it on the spot and you're kind of getting that gratification right there. It's in your face. And because in that moment, people are going to be honest. There's going to be some that will say, hey, man, good job, But then generally, people are going to let you know if you had a good set. And to
I'm going to tell you, too, somebody always thinks you're funny. Somebody will always laugh.
Always, yeah.
If you have a joke, somebody will always laugh. That's a fact. Even if it's me, if I'm there. I got you, bro.
I was gonna say one of my favorite things when watching Joel do comedy is, well, I'll give you both. But when I watch it, because I've been to a lot more of your comedy shows than I have been a part of it, like performing.
Right.
But when Joel, and this, I'm sorry, Joel, this is probably nerve-wracking for you, is like when I know Joel's joke, or I've heard it, I shouldn't say I know it, I've heard it before, and he either takes a different avenue or he gets lost somewhere in it, and then he has to work his way back to it. Like, that's always, whenever I see him work his way back or change it up a little bit, that's when I'm like, oh, okay, I see what he did there. I like that better. Like, I like that whole, watching that whole process.
I appreciate that.
And the same concept with, that. Like, and that almost falls into place, Nick, before I get to your comedy, like when you make music, when we used to make music, and Joel for that matter, is I love the process of watching, like, your mind work in, like, oh, we're going to do these lyrics. So this goes for both of them. We're going to do these lyrics here, and we're going to put this piece in this beat here. Because I don't know any of the detailed stuff in that. I just know, like, I know the bare bones of how everything's built. But like with Nick, because I knew Nick got into comedy a little bit after Joel, is like whenever you start and within the first minute you can tell that you've hit your stride. Like you feel like, Nick's got it. Nick's not necessarily the term on his game, but Nick's in his zone now. Because I've seen, as with me, I've seen times where like you're trying to figure it out and you hit that zone later. And it doesn't fully come full circle in the allotted time that you have, but like that first minute, I'll say in the first 30 seconds or minute, I can tell because we've been around each other for so long. Yeah, like as soon as you step up there in your first two like statements, I'm like, oh,
you probably smashed. You smashed probably at the one of your best shows, probably at the dog show one.
Oh, sure,
at the dog bar.
Yeah. It was
the time show was good, and then
honestly,
so
and here's why. I mean, Pat, you really brought a lot of energy that I needed. This was the first time that, and you got to remember, a lot of times when it's just me and Joe, I'm kind of having to open it up and do my set. Whereas, really, to your benefit, you came in and you really set the crowd ready for comedy. You did a great job of just letting the crowd know, hey, we're here to laugh.
Thank you.
And then I was able to kind of come in on the back end of that high, and then when I got done, the crowd is up, and especially for Joel, anybody that coming behind me, and it's always going to be Joel, is to really set the crowd up to be ready to laugh more and get them in a mood to ready to go, right? What happened with the dog show was Joel got interrupted in the middle of a really good joke. And I can tell you, I know Joel to know Joel's biggest frustration is when a joke isn't heard. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it was the baby dolls and paws joke. And that was a brand new stinking joke. You know what I mean? And the two girls literally walked in right in the middle of the set and kind of, I don't want to say blew it, but you could tell he got frustrated because it was a great joke and it just didn't get heard because at the moment he was dropping the punchline, that's when they walked in. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it was truly in the middle of the set. And that was the first time I've really seen Joel frustrated on stage. And
it's easy to get frustrated on stage when somebody walks in on stage from behind you to their table. Yeah. It was literally, the door was right here.
It was.
Yeah, so like right behind us.
Here's the microphone, and the door opens right behind me.
Yeah. Well, and then they came and they came in loud, so it wasn't like they just walked in. Yeah. Sorry, excuse me, but they came in loud, right? Because they got a woohoo. So it
didn't bother me too much.
It did.
On to the next joke, you rolled through
and it did. It did a great job. But I could tell, right? The crowd probably couldn't tell, but I just know Joel enough to know, like, if Joel's got a great joke and it's not heard, it is a frustrating point for him. I saw that happen one other time. I think we were once. I think, at the Tremont, there was a slight thing, but it wasn't that major like it was at the dog show. But,
that Tremont show was fire.
That Tremont show was off the chain. Okay, Pat, the Tremont show was the first time that I knew I was better than the comedian in front of Joel. Oh. To the point to where Joel was like, Nick, you got to...
Who was it? Do you know who put it on?
I forgot who put it. What
John something.
John something.
It was an art show and a comedy show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it was
And they
pretty
were-
crowded. It was pretty packed.
Yeah, but they were also doing a silent auction at the same time.
But I was the headliner.
He was. But I
was the
wasn't
first time I ever
even.
headlined.
But here's the thing, Pat. Like I wasn't even supposed to go on. I was just there to support my boy. You know what I mean? But the guy bombed so bad, people were literally booing. And Joe was like, "Nick, you got to get up there and do something. You got to help me out." And I was like, "Man, I don't know. This is not my show." And he's like, "Bro, you got to go up there." And I remember I went up there, bro. I probably did 3 minutes and flipped the crowd back. And when Joe got up there, bro, he killed it. And then he brought me up and we did Breathless. And, bro, it was a killer set. But I wasn't even supposed to go. You know what I mean? But I appreciated the fact that Joe had enough confidence in me to know that Nick could change the atmosphere. And we did. And I just put on host mode, but I threw a couple jokes out there, and they were ready to go. Joe came up, and he did a set, bro. That's when he put Built Like a Baby out there. That's when he did the hate joke. Like, he was dropping bombs, dude. And at the end, we went up and did the
That was
song.
the first time I ever did it 45 minutes. So it was kind of like
You did 45 minutes?
45
Yeah,
minutes
it's kinda
straight.
how do I pull that?
What?
That's probably like second time there's a few times where I started headlining for people and it was full sets.
The
So I
Valentine's
started
Day
putting
show,
together a
bro.
good
The Valentine's Day show, you went long.
About 35 minutes. I mean, 'cause
35?
I average
Yeah.
between, depending on the headliner, I average between 25 to probably 35 minutes. It's
Yeah.
just given time. If you go over, they can get mad, but if you're rolling, I mean, usually I get popping.
Yeah.
I mean, the worst show, I never had a bad show except for one time at, I just did the show with Just June, and June is like the lady in Coming to America that did the Joan of Arc thing.
I was Joan of Arc in the
yeah,
past life. Yeah.
Right. So I just did a show with her. I opened for her as I featured for her. So I was the opener, the feature, and then her. Right. So I was opener, feature, headline. So I went on right before her. Afterwards, she said, "Hey, I have a show. If you want to make some more money tomorrow." And I was like, "Yeah, of course." Because at that time I was just doing as many shows as I can get.
Yeah.
Any show. I was on a table. I was on the ground. I was on a stage. I was on anything. If there was a bar and they were having shows, I was there.
Yeah.
You remember it. I was going all the time. Ryan used to go with me every day.
Yeah.
Ryan would drive me because I would drink a little bit, so we would be there. He would go, dude. When I tell you, he went to like probably 100 shows.
Dude, Ryan's
as my driver,
trooper,
because he
man.
believed in my stand up. He's
Yeah.
like, dude, I believe in your stand up, and I think that it's funny enough, and I'll drive you, and we'll do this. And he legit rode and died with me, and so we went, dude, and we would go, and
I remember this.
you know,
I remember
at
when
that
you were
time-
like hitting it hard.
dude, I was performing all the time. It was probably a Monday through Saturday thing.
I remember filming a show at like a Comedy Zone
ton,
in like
dude.
Pineville or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yep. Matthews, Pineville.
Yeah, I
And so
remember
I did that show with her, and then she goes, Matthews was where I started at, the Matthews Comedy Zone.
That might
And
have
so
been what
she-
it was.
I did that show, and she goes, so yeah, there's a family reunion that I want you to come open, come do the show for you. You'll be the headliner. I was the only comic. I was like, cool, sweet. And I was like, it's a black family reunion. I was like, I'm gonna smash. Black people love me. This is easy. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm a black guy's cousin. They look at me and go, man, he mixed, maybe.
Hey, definitely.
Like I'm that guy, And so I'm like, cool. And so guess who's with me? Me and Ryan, we're driving. And we roll up to this vineyard, and I'm like, perfect. Alcohol. Like,
Vineyard,
drunk
yeah.
people laugh more. That's a fact.
Yep.
That's why they sell alcohol. It's an easier, people laugh more. They give you bigger laughs, right?
Yeah.
So I get there, I'm like, oh, this is gonna, I've been going over my jokes, got my thing, okay, going. At this time, I was still like, I would hold a drink and keep my card behind the drink, right?
Yeah.
So you can't see it. So
You
it's
see it through the cup.
like this, right?
Yeah.
So I could do that, or if I needed to do something, I could say something funny and look this way with the microphone, and then kind of look down, and then come back, put it right back, right? Little things you do. So I get there, and I'm like, I've been practicing. Boom, walk up. I'm like, okay, it's time to go on. Boom, boom. Get in there. It's cool. All kids, like. It is like family friendly to the max, and at this time, I was not family friendly ready.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, not vulgar at all, but not jokes for kids.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't here for that. And so this is one of those moments where I'm like, I felt like I was on Making the Band, where Diddy was like, okay, I need you to go in here and strip for these kids.
Yeah.
What? Strip for these kids? Like something stupid, like
Get that Cambodian
dope
breast
stuff.
milk.
And so I'm like, man. All right, go ahead, go down to Brooklyn, bring me a piece of cheesecake, just one. You know, it's 3 hours away. No, so I'm like, oh my God. So I go on stage. And I'm like, Jesus. Again, I'm in my mind,
Can't
like,
wait to hear the
Lord.
story.
And I'm trying to figure this out. And I'm talking to him, like, man, like, hey, what's up, guys? Like, maybe I can play some race jokes about being Mexican and they're black. Worked a little bit, you know, a couple of those, you know. I'm a cousin. Look at that. You know, you know, I'm almost that brown. You know? You know? I mean, a long summer construction job. I look just like you. You know, something like that. Look at my neck. It's definitely African American. That's right. Yeah. I'm 6% black. Look at my neck. That's
those are the worst shows because
so I'm trying. So then I'm like, man, these kids are not understanding anything I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I have kids. So I started trying to talk about SpongeBob. I started trying to do these, dude. I started trying to like think, okay, like what are black kids into? And I couldn't. I mean, I don't know. I didn't know many at the time. This is before my job at Power Cross. Like I know a ton now.
Yeah.
But before then, I didn't know. You know, I didn't know many. I knew Nick as a kid, but he was a teen. You know.
Yeah.
But it was just something that I didn't really. You know, it was just. Yeah, I didn't really know.
Did you say anything to the comment
how to navigate it? So I did a few jokes. I tried my best. I think I told some stories about kids, about how kids fart and poop, and like I just went on that one and how they don't eat much, and like I had to be careful. You know, I can't say anything about certain things. I don't want to cross the line. I would get beat up. But Ryan laughed a couple of times, and he's like, "Man, that was tough." I was like, "Yeah, that's the toughest show I ever did." And to be honest, that was the toughest show I ever did, and it was for a crowd of kids. I wish I was a magician. Because that would have been the easiest. Y'all want to see a trick? I ain't got no jokes. Kids. I should start doing that. I should start pulling coins out people's ears. What's that? Woo.
But you got to remember that happened to me at Roddy's show.
Yeah, but that was a family show. Yeah, it was his whole family. But that was but it's, you know, the chop. Like you got to do those.
Yeah, but I didn't know kids.
It's like Pat
front row.
Yeah, for sure. Nobody did. That messed up the whole show.
I was like, whoa. I mean, like,
but Pat, you got to think about it.
That's wild.
It's the same thing like where me and Nick are doing that, you know, with comedy and music, and it's probably the same thing with wrestling. You start in someone's backyard, you do a show at a McDonald's parking lot or something or two. You do this, So it's kind of the same thing. It's running the gauntlet, dude.
Yeah,
but comedy's brutal. You know, it's like
it is brutal.
It's not for real. You just got like I say, you got to change your approach.
Like part of me, this might make a lot of people mad, but I feel like what makes you guys unique is like the one thing about comedy is like I ran a comedy show at a brewery for like 2 years straight. So every month I'm seeing the quote unquote comedians of Charlotte and surrounding areas because that's who all Jake knew. Like Jake knows all the comedians, and all of them have like walk up to the stage and do the same thing. Like, oh, me and my girlfriend got into an argument. Like, then go into a joke like that, and it's like,
it's pretty generic.
You gotta find a different. Like, I'm begging somebody, you know.
Yeah.
And then of course, like just like wrestling, when I stopped wrestling, I sat there and I booked it and produced it, and I still do that. And like now I'm too old. I'm like, there's no way I can do what these guys are doing. But you sit there and watch it, and you go like, I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. But you forget like the miles they put on their act and all that stuff. But that's like that was the biggest thing is like whenever you guys would go up, it'd be. It's not. I don't know if that's the way they're taught. I don't know because I don't know I don't know if that's just they're following the leader.
There are so just like there's schools for wrestling, there are comedy schools, right? It then does exist. So when quick story, one more story about comedy for me, and then I'll be done, and then we can close it out, or whatever. Or Nick, you can if you have something to say about it, you can.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
So when I first started comedy.
So when I first started comedy,
I decided when I got out of the Army that I was going to go to the Comedy Zone, and so I actually looked up the phone number and I called him and I said, "Hey, my name is Joel." The dude Joel answered on the other line. He's like, "I was like, hey, my name is Joel. I just got out of the Army. I do a little bit of comedy and I want to be a comedian."
Yeah.
He's like, oh, "Okay, cool." He's like, "Well, come out tonight. It's an open mic, and we'll see what you do." And I was like, "All right, cool." Boom. And I was like, whoa, okay, like I'm going. I've never done open mic.
Yeah.
I've done 2 talent shows ever.
I was about to say, you did talent shows in the Army,
2,
didn't you?
in the Army, yeah.
Stand up, yeah.
So I won 2 talent shows, one doing impressions and one just telling jokes. And so I did that. And so I get to Ryan, me and Ryan, no, it was me and Amanda. So it was the kids' mom. We roll up there and I go on stage. I mean, mind you, I've never done this before in a comedy club.
Insane.
I go on stage. He calls me up immediately. Boom, go up there. I'm like, all right, cool. And so I go up there and I do this little set that I had. It's probably 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was funny. And it did good. And I got off stage. And in my mind, I'm thinking, man, he's going to be like, yeah, I'm going to book you. You're going to be rich. Yeah. I'm like, oh, this is it. Like, I'm going to be doing this. And he pulls me aside, afterwards. And he's like, man, that's pretty good. And he's like, you got a good stage presence. And he's like, you got great timing. He said, I do this class. It's $500. He's like, it's $500 for the whole class.
Of course
he's like, but I'm going to let you do it for free.
Oh.
He said, if you tell anybody about it. He said, if you tell anybody I let you do it for free, I'll kick you out of the class. I said, okay, that's a deal. And so I was like, I was super excited. I left so pumped. Boom. Hype. And so I started going to the classes once a week or twice a week or whatever. But within the class, I started to realize that it's mediocre. I'm not being mean. It was just kind of like.
It's like a wrestling school.
1 + 1 is 2. Yeah. So imagine being a wrestler and you show up, but you've been flipping off of everything your whole life. And you've been taking bumps your whole life. And there's people that haven't, right?
Yeah.
And so they have to go through that, but there's people that have,
like,
and we're all in the same class. We're all in the same class. And it's like, damn.
That's terrible.
Right? So I'm in this opportunity. It's like at the Comedy Zone. It's like free class, Comedy Zone, given by the owners.
Yeah.
So I'm there, and it's boring. And I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I am writing. These guys are writing. They have 2 jokes, and I have like 7 minutes now.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm just writing. I took some good knowledge, but I took what I could get. But at that point, I'm like, they're going up there and they're talking about, okay, when you get on stage, you want to make sure you make eye contact. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, this is not for me.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not learning how to like speak to people. I know how to do comedy.
It's like a public speaking
there.
class, not a comedy class.
Like I hate my stage presence. Fine. So I withdrew from. I told him, I was like, man, I can't. I was like, I'm not gonna do this.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And so I backed out of the class. At probably at week 4. I told him I was done. And I said, listen. I was like, I really want to do comedy. I was like, I feel like I'm getting worse. Like, I don't feel like I'm learning anything. I was like, but I'd still love to do comedy. So if you want to book me, please let me know.
Yeah.
And so he started booking me weekly on as an MC. He's like, you get 6 minutes. You get 6 minutes at the beginning, and you get about 2 minutes between every act.
Gotcha.
Like, perfect. This is great. I got a show. I get made $75 a show. It was cool. I got free drinks, free food.
Oh, that's dope.
Awesome. So I was the house MC in Matthews at that one. So I was always there. And so he let me do that. So there's no hard feelings. I left the class. It was just too slow.
Yeah.
It was just.
I mean, he probably understood that.
Yeah, and so then I'm starting to kill as an MC. Like those first 7 minutes are probably some of the funniest 7 minutes of the whole night. Boom, just slaying. Douche, start getting it. Douche, start getting it. And then people start telling me like, man, when are you going to do more shows? Like, are you going to do any more shows? You got more time than that? Is that all you got? I'm like, well, hopefully I'll do some more. So then I started headlining these local shows. Because I do all these open mic shows, and I'm the MC at the Comedy Zone. So among underground comics, I'm that guy. I'm like, there's, I'm the one on stage every week.
Yeah,
right. And so they're booking me on Monday and Tuesday for their stuff. But it's just such a crazy thing, and it is just like wrestling, and that's why I want to tell you a story. It's like it's such a crazy thing that you can come in. And like Nick, you've been around us for so long. We've done jokes and we've done comedy skits and we've done all that stuff. You don't come into it like where if you would took that class, it'd be boring. Also, it'd be like, okay, you'd probably get like 2 or 3 weeks worth, but then it's like a standstill. Yeah. But they helped me out. They got me going, and I started doing a ton of shows. Met some people, did more shows. I did more independent shows than I did Comedy Zone once I started featuring.
Yeah,
because there's more money. Because people book their own tours. People, you know how they do it?
That's wild.
Here's how they book tours. They, at the beginning of the year, they get on the phone, they call all these clubs in all these different spots. Hey, my name is Jim Bowe. I'm a stand-up comic. Here's some tape. Here's some footage. I'm going to send you a link. I'm going to be in your area this date. Let me know if you want to book me. It's this much for, but I bring a feature, I bring a headliner, and I need a hotel for both guys, and it's this much. Pay me this much, pay the feature that much. Boom, send it. And then you send it to 10 people in the state, maybe 20.
Yeah.
2 people hit it, boom, you're in Pennsylvania. You book something up right above Pennsylvania, wherever that state is. You go, you call, you do the same thing. You start calling them, send them tape, say, hey, we'll be here at this time. They say, okay, you get 2 more. Boom, now you got 4 shows. So now you're doing a little tour. You're booking your own tour. You're setting your own cost. I did one tour in Nebraska, bro. We were in an old school. We were in a schoolhouse from the 1900s, and I was in the corner on this miniature stage that they had just built, and it was a cafeteria from that time period. We did a show the next night in a full wood saloon, all wood, on flat ground saloon, dirt roads, made of wood.
Yeah.
And people came out?
Heck yeah, packed the show. The next day they came to our hotel. Like the people from the show came to our hotel, knocked on the door. They said, hey, they asked where we were staying. We were staying in this hotel. It was like 6 rooms total on the city, 6 rooms in Nebraska. So we go in there. They come knock on the door. They're like, hey, we're going to come pick you up tomorrow. We're going to barbecue. And we're like, oh, okay. They show up the next day, pick us up, take us to their house. And this dude is like a master hunter. Like the hunt master, Alaska, safari land, hunts in the water, hunts in the air, in the land, whatever it is, he's hunting them.
That's wild.
So it's me and Tim Kidd. And so we get there. He's got all this food cooking. And it's Nebraska, home of the steaks, right? You know, we're talking steak. You know what I mean? Like Black Angus up in this place. So they got all this steaks. They got steaks going. He's like, hey, I'm going to get some fish I caught in Alaska this year. Boom, start frying that up. Hey, I'm going to get these huge tiger shrimp I got when I was out here. Start cooking that up. Hey, you ever have boudin? Boom, start cooking that up. I mean, it was just like, oh my God. It was insane, the hospitality. And I'm a Mexican dude. They probably, I mean, it was just this, and it's just me and this stoner named Tim Kidd. And we were going on this tour and we're just doing it at these old town things, but it was like small town crap, man. Like, so small.
I mean, that's where it is.
But we'd have 200 people at the show.
Maybe we need to
in
put
one
together a
room,
tour.
no stage, 2 speakers.
You just travel with the PA system.
Yeah, but when you leave, you're a freaking star.
Yeah,
they think you're so famous, and they are so thankful because they don't. I mean, they got a wood town. I mean, I'm saying like, who comes and visits? Who does shows here? And so it's this. They treat you so well, and it was probably some of the coolest times I had doing comedy. Aside from like touring with Nick and my friends, and so it's like doing the stuff we did. It was probably one of the coolest times that tour alone.
Yeah,
it was like Wisconsin, Nebraska. It was cool.
Yeah. I think, man, for me, 100% goes to Joel's credit and the confidence Joel had in me because it started with me hosting, a Valentine's show, and Al just happened to be there. I still talk to Terrence to this day, and he tells me all the time, dude, like you're one of the funniest dudes I ever met, man, and. And it was just crowd work, but to Joel's credit, man, he believed in me, and he believed at least enough to know that he could bank off of the energy that I could bring to the crowd, so that he could come in and have a good set. And
quick story about that. So Nick, it's the day of, and I'm doing a show with this guy named Al, and he's like, "Hey man, we don't have an opener." And I was like, "Oh," I said, "I think I know somebody who might do it."
Yeah,
and he's like, "All right, let me know." So I called up Nick, and I was like, "Hey man. You want to open for the show? You can do some stand up. Do like 5 minutes." I was like, "We'll write some jokes."
Yeah.
So I'm sitting in the passenger seat. He's in the driver's seat. I was like, "Tell me some stuff. Tell me some stuff you want to talk about." Yeah. And he's like giving me some ideas. He's like giving me a scenario. He's like, "Okay, this is that," because Nick's never written a joke at this time. Yeah. And we got 40 minutes to come up with probably 15 jokes.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, dude, tell me some stuff. I'm like, I got some. He's like, mixed stuff. So we start talking about mixed stuff. I write some jokes. He gives me some ideas. He like basically gives me the premise and gives me the idea of what he wants to say. We take it, and I write a punchline at the time. Yeah. So it was like just 2 people writing jokes. Boom, 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 boom. So by the time we get there, he's got like a whole index card full of jokes.
Yeah.
And then continue, Nick.
So we get there, and matter of fact, I met Mary the first time there too because she was there. So
that's
Al, it was Mary, Terry, Richardson was there, 4 comics, and I didn't know any of these people, but Joel had kind of hyped me up before I got there because I remember the first thing Mary said was, "Oh, I heard you're really funny," and I was like, "Oh crap, here we go!" Like, because if I'm not,
you had to learn your jokes in 40 minutes,
and because we literally
you had to learn the flow and the punchline and everything.
We sat in the parking lot. We sat in the parking lot, for 40 minutes. And just watching the clock come down, and I'm thinking like, dude, like, oh man, I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna fail. And Joe's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. Just follow the cue. Do what you do. Throw the jokes in there, right? I get up there, bro. It's time to start the show. I get the crowd hype, and I can see Joel's shaking his head, and you can see he's starting to cue me in, like, okay, hit the first one, hit the first one. I'm looking at Joel, and then I hit the first one, and they laughed, and I was like, okay, hit the second one. Laughed again, and I'm just talking about being mixed at this time. This is when I first started.
But then you started ad libbing on.
Yeah, then I started ad libbing.
Like tell a joke.
So this was the first time that I ever did the mixed stereotypes joke, Pat. This is the very first time I ever debuted that joke, and we're just banking off of it. The chicken versus the chicken tenders, and that joke is evolved. But it's the first time I ever did.
The one about your daughters having red hair.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The mixed grab bag. So that was the very first time that I ever threw that out there. What happened was, there was this girl, her name was Cookie, and I remember I was doing crowd work, and she was kind of going with it and heckling. I said, hey, what's your name? And she said, oh, my name's Cookie. And I said, oh, well, I wonder who's going to be eating you tonight. And the crowd went bananas. The crowd went bananas. And at that point, I was like, okay, I'm on go mode. Yeah, I'm on go mode. Like, I'm hyped. Yeah. And just had a good set, man. And just my first time.
I'm sure you're wondering. I'm sure, two things. I'm sure you're wondering, A, you've never been on stage, so you're wondering, how far does this go? Like, what can I say?
What can I say?
Like, is if I say a bad word, is that too far? If I talk about this, is that too far? You're like, what is my limit?
Yeah. Because I also have to be careful because I am hosting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so there's a fine line. There's a fine line between being a host and moving into,
I guess,
a comedy set. But
As a host, can you go out there and just murder? Or is it your job to just make them laugh?
I did. That was my goal.
Yeah.
But you still got to walk a fine line, right? Because what you don't want to do is be so good before the first person comes up. But they were good comedians. Like, so
here's my thought.
Yeah.
Here was always my thought. On it. This is how I always thought. I want to be a headliner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not getting no time.
Yeah.
I'm hosting.
I'm
hosting. He's a headliner. He should be 10 times better than me. I'm a host.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm going to throw my heat and get them going. And if this dude next after me can't keep up, that's not my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should be the worst of the three. I'm the newest guy. I should be mediocre, and he should be way more skilled than me, and he should be able to beat me down. Not beat me down, but follow up after me and be able to have a better set than I hosted.
Yeah.
And if you can't, then I should be in those shoes.
Yeah, we should.
I should be in the, and that's what happens.
And so
I was just like, I'm going.
It's just like wrestling.
Yeah.
So second thing is the cool thing is that people don't understand the dynamics of stand-up comedy, right?
Yeah.
It is, when you talk about these things, it's kind of giving you a peer in, and we'll finish here. It's a peer into like what goes on. You don't see those inner workings. You don't see sitting in a car going over the rhythm of a joke. You don't see like rehearsing, okay, should the punchline sound like this? Should the punchline sound like this? Should it, like going through those things. You don't see like writing a full set in 15 minutes or in 40 minutes, for somebody who's never told jokes before. Like, and it's like, it's this whole thing. So you have a brand new set, jokes that were written by two people. So you're learning the jokes, right? Mm-hmm. You're having to host the show. You're having to learn how to tell jokes on stage, and it's this trial by fire, dude. Like, you either do or you don't, and that's where comedy is fun. Like, that's why I always. Yeah. There's one thing I would say about, and I'm glad that you did it, Nick, because there's one thing about me that I always say: if you ask me to do it, I'll do it. I'm down. I'm probably gonna be like, yeah, I'll try it. Let's go. Like, someone's like, dude, hey, you want to come open for this show? There's 10,000 people here. I ain't done a show in 2 years. Yeah, I'll do it.
Let's go.
Because if I can pull it off. If I pull it off, which I think I can usually,
it's fire.
It's worth the moment, It's like,
fire. But I mean, it was the scariest, funnest, craziest thing I'd ever done. And you got to remember, I've been on every stage from a music standpoint. I had been on every stage you can think of, big ones, small ones, local ones. Basically the same story Joel had. I had doing small concerts here, big concerts there. It was being a headliner. As a singer, but then having to not necessarily throw that away, but take myself out of that mindset. And now I have to get into a different mindset, because instead of entertaining people from a music standpoint and banking on the flair and the pyro and all the stuff that comes with it.
Your songs. You know your songs.
I'm in foreign territory. Like, I am in a territory, and I was deathly afraid. But because of Joel's help, because of that he believed in me, and then as I started to tell good jokes and saw that the energy that was coming from the comedians coming behind me, it was the most fun I ever had. Once I got done being scared, it was just a blast. And then, like I said, then I just didn't know what was going to come after. Next thing I know, I got Al Yount telling me, yo, I want you to go on tour with me. And I'm thinking, bullshit. Like, excuse my French. Like, no, you don't. Like, no, you don't. No, you don't. Like, I appreciate that, but no, you don't. And he was serious. We did the sports page next. He invites me out to do the sports page. Same thing. We tell the jokes. And then between the three of us, we just kind of found that natural rhythm where it was me, hype up, Joel, and be honest, and I'm not saying this because he's my best friend, but Joel's set was way funnier, right? It was a fluid, up to date, up to speed joke, and he was able to kind of mix his jokes around. And Al, I'm not taking away from the work that Al does, but Al really banked on a certain set of jokes. And he never really
same jokes at the same time.
It was the same jokes at the same time.
Same thing every time.
But people knew Al. Al had his crowd. Al knew who to invite.
Well, it's his show.
And that's a smart thing. Yeah. It's a smart thing. Because a lot of times when you went with Al, you saw the same people coming to a show. So he had a support bank, which is genius because you're always going to get a laugh, or you're going to have somebody that's going to support you to laugh. We did Winston.
Yeah, but you don't get better with that.
Yeah, you don't. But I had to learn.
So here we are, man.
Yeah, I had to learn. And you know what? Let's dedicate the next show to our next episode to really that, because I mean, there's a lot that comes from it, and hopefully this inspires people to say, get out there. If there's something you want to do, just try it. Right. The worst thing can happen is find out you're not good and move to the next thing.
There's a lot of funny stories that come off the road, and there's a lot of lessons to learn in comedy because it's difficult, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't easy, and I'm not like. It's the one thing that I feel confident in. I mean, in myself, it's like one thing that I'm like, I think I know comedy, but it's still like it's hard. You have to be. I mean, like today, you have to be aware of changing things.
Yeah.
Right. So you always have to be funny. Here's the hardest part: you have to be up to date with everything.
Yeah. I see that.
Like it is 24/7. Like you can't miss the beat, or else you're not witty. You can't miss. Like you can't. You know what I mean? Like you can't not be acquainted with what is going on.
Yeah.
Because if someone talks about something, if you ask somebody, hey, what do you do for a living? And they say something like, like I'm a phlebotomist, and you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's not as impressive and funny as it is if you tell them what it is. You know what I mean? So
but with that too,
those things,
but with that too, you got to find a perfect. And I'm gonna just use the submarine mishap. I'm sure everybody did a joke very similar to what happened with the submarine thing, right? But it's finding a way to tell the same joke, but really thinking outside the box, right? What's your spin on telling the same joke everybody else is telling, so it doesn't seem like you're telling the same joke? And that's just what Joel is very good at doing. Joel just has a way of thinking outside the norm of what most people would tell, right? Because the jokes that Joel tells, like you've probably heard, you've heard them, but you just never heard them in a way that he presents them.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, and I'm saying that coming from you, they're brand spanking new, but your perspective.
You've heard somebody talk about.
You've heard somebody
talk about something, right? But the way that you present it is unheard of, or the way that you bring it out, because you think at a different level. Because one, you think at a critical level, but you also found a way to find the funny in it, right? And you given your perspective, which is outside the box. Again, I always say it. The funniest thing about Joel is going to say things that we think about, but we'll never let it come out of our mouth. And that's why I believe that Joel's.
But I'll say it in a way that doesn't offend you in any way.
Exactly. So
I'm the sweetest guy you ever meet when it comes to stand-up. So let's roll.
Absolutely. No, this is really great discussion throughout the guys. And like I said, not every episode is going to be over the top funny. Sometimes we got to have a real conversation. I really appreciate the fact that we can have a real conversation, include you in our conversations, give you some history in the back.
Think about this.
Yeah.
We almost didn't do any show, and here we are at 2 hours.
Yeah, absolutely. It's our longest episode ever.
It is.
Yeah, so
it's
we'll
been a
leave
good
it at
episode. It's been a good episode, and that's why I really love this platform that we have and the evolution of this platform. Because we could have said bump it, right? But let's hammer through it. Let's get some good out of it, which I believe really the end result is just a good show. And so we hope you guys enjoyed it. We hope you guys enjoyed the story we have. If you have a story that you want to share with us, leave it in the comment box down below. And again, like, share, comment. Let us know how we're doing. If you want to see us do some more shows, if you want us to come to you and do a show, let us know, right? I think there's enough breweries in around the town that we could probably do a good brewery tour, maybe just a good way to warm it up and kind of get back out
North
there.
Carolina brewery tour.
When you think about it, there's a new brewery on every corner somewhere. So if you guys think that's something you guys want to see, let us know. If you want to hear more about the conversation and kind of the backstory of how we grow, let us know that as well, too, because we have tons of experience, tons of stories we can tell. But before we kick it out, let's do our shameless plugs. I'm going to start off, so you can catch me on Instagram at RickDynasty1. I'm on Twitter at TheReal1Hogan. And, of course, you can catch me on, I was going to say Twitter, but TikTok at Nick Clemency Comedy. And, of course, you can catch us right here on all the platforms under Tuesday. And I'm going to kick it over to Joel.
Good day. And hello.
Good day,
Yes.
mate.
First, I want to say thank you for attending today's conversation.
Absolutely.
Secondly, you can find me on the Instagram. And you can find me on the Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on the TikTok.
Yeah.
So see you there.
See you there. See you there.
A good day.
Hey, Patrick, kick it over to Patrick before we end it out.
Yeah, as always, at Tuesday on all social media, youtube.com/Tuesday. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe and notification bell. If you're listening to this or watching this on Spotify, make sure you follow us on Spotify so you get all the new episodes right in your top banner.
Bless you.
And don't be allergic to it like Nick is.
God bless you, Nick. God bless you.
God bless you, Nick. God bless you.
Just remember to
Hey, thank
laugh your way across the finish line.
That's right.
Exactly. And just follow Tuesday and maybe look for that Tuesday comedy brewery tour 2024.
All right, peace, love, and
Maybe. Y'all got my wheels rolling.
Let's go. All right, appreciate everybody. Peace, love, and grease of the chicken. We'll see you next time.